What's going on? What's going on? It's what? Tuesday, 5 o'clock, October 28th. We have a hell of a World Series. Great playoffs. Just a great playoffs. I think back to that Tigers Mariners game that went 15 innings, something like that. What a great game that was. And then yesterday's treat. The Dodgers had plenty of opportunities. It's crazy. It took them to the 18th. I mean, it's just crazy. It took them even to the 18th to finish that thing off, but they did. And Freddie Freeman did it in a fun way. What I read, the first player ever to hit 2 walk-off World Series home runs. What, Ohtani reached base 8 times. I think that ties a major league record and sets a playoff record. The guy, you couldn't pitch to him. Could you blame him not to pitch to him? So I have the World Series next to me. Let me make sure that's plugged in. Anyways, that was crazy. I mentioned to my buddy, man, the Blue Jays bats went dead, and he made a good point that, the Jays, they were in a bad, both teams were in a bad spot, but they pull their catcher to pinch run. They pull some other good bats, and then Springer looks like possibly an oblique. So yeah, I haven't read today, but he's probably done for the series. So things are looking good for the Dodgers. I have a lot to go over today. Just a lot's happened so fast. So I just kind of want to jump in right away. We'll start with a little plug to call in with your take. We have 4 voicemails right now. So we still have more people calling in. That's a good thing. It's 702-483-7344. It's not live. You call into the voicemail, leave a 30-second rant. Make it fun. What's your take on the NBA betting scandal? That's more and more. I've got to digest more and more content, more and more views, more and more what's going on. Ohtani, anything else. Everyone loves a good rant. If you didn't see this injury, I'm not going to show it. There's some images I could have put there. It's disgusting. I mean, it sucks. It was Scadaboo, Cam, the man. Real fun to watch. It wasn't even a bang play. It wasn't even him being overly aggressive like he always is. It was disgusting. His ankle went away. You never see. I mean, it was a dislocated ankle, so it probably looked worse than it was. I don't know. But it was a disgusting injury. We're going up against Game 4 of the World Series. Yesterday was an epic game, so most people are over there watching. I have Game 4 next to me, so I'll definitely stay in touch. We have Hardcore Collectors back. Thanks for calling in last time. Bob Boozle here early. I think Farmer's Load called into the voicemail. Will Greer, investor. Spike, Jerry Rodriguez. Kenny effing Powers is here. Hey now. So what else? I mean, obviously this guy. I mean, just unreal. The only other person you could really point to in my lifetime that's been walked like that is Barry Bonds. Just unreal. And the fact that he's on the mound tonight, that he's pitching, crazy. I mean, he's a legend. Now, do I say go rush out and buy his cards at the peak? I kind of don't. I'm not saying go rush out and spend a lot of money on his cards while he's just crushing things. He keeps elevating, and it was 50-50. There's a World Series. It's striking out Trout. Then it's pitching in a championship playoff game. 6 1/3, great innings, 10 strikeouts, and he hit 3 home runs that game. That is stuff for the legends, never to be forgotten. A little anecdote. There's a viewer we've been messaging months and months. He lives here locally. So we went, grabbed coffee. Before we got coffee, we went to Legacy. What I consider the best sports card shop, no plug. And I think Blez at some point bought into this shop. I was going there far before Buzz. When I moved to Vegas in late 2017, the shop. Legacy was actually in a different place. Same side of town, a little not as nice area, but they had to expand. And since then, they've opened up a TCG store all by itself as well. I went in at Saturday morning at about open, maybe 11 o'clock it opens. I came in 11:10. It was dead. I mean, I haven't been in there in a while. I mainly go to the card shows to get the fix. So I haven't been in Legacy, and whenever you go in there, you're just tempted to spend money. I got out of there not spending $1, which was shocking. There was one card I'll tell you in a minute that highly tempted me, but it was dead 2 years ago, even a year and a half ago. Let's talk beginning 2024. it was jam-packed. I mean, to the point you didn't even want to go in there. It was so busy. So I found that interesting. I mean, it's one little anecdote, one Saturday, small sample size. But I'm just going to tell you, every time you went in there a year and a half ago, and I don't know, they did open a TCG sports card shop, or not sports card, just a TC. This place still has Pokemon and some TCG, but all their TCG is at another shop. So I can't be in two places at once. I don't know if that other shop was doing crazy business at that time. I could just speak for this big sports card shop. It was dead on a Saturday morning where a year and a half ago, this place was popping. I mean, just too busy. And some of it might have been the TCG correlation. Some of it is TCG moved out. They still have it. But anyways, I was interested. So we had the Cam Scatabo injury, call in. What else? I want a big thank you to some of you behind the scenes. Rhonda, Orlando just popped in. Jamie, Frank, Phil, to all the people, Bargain Boxer, Bob Boozle, the people here every show. Michael sent me a great email. Michael, I'm sorry I didn't get his chance to reply. I definitely read that whole thing. Damn. I mean, that's good for you, man. Good for you. Ruggs, Michael, Bargain seem to come to mind. There's a few of you, quite a few of you, and just a big thank you. I was looking back. If you go back to May, April, March of this year, bro, my videos were getting 87 views, 139 views, 326 views, 74 views. So to number one, have people that watch the videos and appreciate the time and love I put into the videos. And number two, this live thing is much newer than that. So it's interesting. It's new. And I just want to say, give a thanks where a thanks is due. Ideal week of content for me as the World Series is going to start here. I'd love to put out one interview a week. I don't want to overflow. There was Saturday, the Hobby Pulse Check. This is something I didn't get to share with you, so I'll share here in a minute. It was what I released Saturday. If you did see it, I think it's going to be a great series. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest checking it out. I'd love to get out my 2 signature videos a week. I have one coming out I'm either going to release it after the live or tomorrow, and it's on these GameStop power packs. They've moved to digital. You have younger people opening them, acting as if it's definitely gambling. Like you watch it, maybe we'll take a peek at one of these videos today because it's just gambling content. Straight up, if you really wanted to see how the future, what Fanatics should do is go to all the gambling content creators who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, tens of thousands of views every video, get them to start ripping this. Or I guess Arena Club, GameStop, whoever it is, get them to start seeing, you'll get some new views there. You'll get some new people that aren't card people there. The Daily Shorts. So live segments, not to go too deep. We're going to go over some prices today, pop counts. I do want to go into something. It's interesting. I have a lot of show planned. Recent sales. I'd love to do a poll, voicemails, call-ins, Instagram scrolling, YouTube video commentary, sports talk, news, and life in general. I'm open to ideas. I did put this out. This was 2 days ago. I clipped this yesterday, so I don't know how many more people have voted, but 202 people voted at the time. This was how many different product releases per sport would be ideal to be released each year. So you figure once a month is 12, and we're far above that. 1 to 7 wins at 63%. It could be biased. It's people watching my stuff, but I would also pick about 1 to 7. And 15 plus, there was 6%. Under 20 people did pick 15 plus. This is the Hobby Pulse Check here. The first 10 episodes are with Chris Sewell, a baseball collector, investor, dealer, Run Good Life, Scotty B, and Trike. And I asked them each the same question, and I'll put it into a video like I did on Saturday. And I'd love to keep some of this core. I'd love to change it up after the first 10 episodes. I'm not quite sure. I'd love to keep cycling in a few people, cycling out. But as long as I stay up with, it's hard to come up with 10 solid questions over and over and over. So I have to keep the questions fresh. Ohtani about to pitch 2.87. Yeah, my bad. I probably need to talk to Mike. He didn't pitch much this year. I just glanced at the stats. Anyways, this Hobby Pulse Check I'm excited about. I think it's different. I think it's new. I think we haven't seen a lot of it in content. So anyways, every Saturday morning, that'll be coming out. What else? I saw this. I want to get to something else. I love charts, stock, real estate, sports. Data's fun. That's why you love sports cards. Normally you like numbers. I want to pose this to you. And I'm going to back it up with numbers. I'm just going to read what I wrote. Nowhere in the history of Earth prior to 2020 were people spending hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on a card. Spending over $50,000 on one card, extremely rare. There just wasn't cards that were worth that. And so that takes me to where I want to go here is we could start with the Brady card. All right, this is Brady's rookie, probably his biggest or most iconic rookie. There's only 15 in a PSA 10. This autograph contender. He doesn't have other autograph rookies. He doesn't have a ton of rookies in general back in 2000. He wasn't supposed to be great. There's 15 of them. Okay, now again, my point is people were not spending hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on sports cards. So in 2017, yes, it's a $30,000 card in 16. And I have a hard time with some of the data prior to 2019 or 2020 because that's when really people started paying attention. Sites like this came out. We started tracking prices more. It sold again in 2017 for $85,000. And it did creep up. It crept in 2018, $109,000. And that's before the huge boom. 2019, $110,000. The end of 2019, it creeps up to $135,000. But during the COVID spike, this thing jumped up to $555,000 in the matter of a month. Of a matter of a year, which makes more sense because COVID didn't happen until March. So in a matter of a year, it went from $135,000 up to $555,000 and then up to $750,000 in 2022. And look what it did. It had a dramatic fall. All the way down to $289,000 in 2023, $290,000 from a previous sale of $750,000 and $555,000. And then the most recent sale is a summer of 2025 at $200,000. So that's the first example. And yes, Brady was at his peak right here. Brady was crushing life. It's crazy what it did during COVID. So let's look at the precious metal gems. These cards skyrocketed. The PMG. So in an 8, there's only 11. There's no PSA 9 on here, no PSA 10. We're looking at a Beckett 8, which last sold in summer of 2024 for $300,000. Now, 2015, this was a $10,000 card. 2016 is sold for less, $9,600. 2017, it's a $15,000 card. Again, spending $50,000 on a card, spending even $20,000 prior to the boom was pretty rare. Now, after COVID, there was some odd sale for $480,000. What? I mean, tell me there isn't something weird there. It went from $15,000. Now, it didn't sell for 4 years, but Jordan hadn't played in those 4 years. Nothing changed with Jordan except this new hype from COVID. And it sold for $500,000. Then there's a sale in 2021 later for $300,000. Talk about volatile. 2023 later, $360,000 in the most recent sale, June of 2024 for $300,000. So this card last sold over a year ago for $300,000 when before the boom, it was a $15,000, $10,000 card. So my thing is just be careful if you're one of the people that are spending a lot of money on cards, high-end cards. You know, you could track a real estate chart for generations. You can track the stock chart for 100 years or more. This card stuff is brand new, people putting this kind of money into it. We could track the chart. No one's ever spent this kind of money on high-end cards. So it's brand new. And people push it back. Hey, I'm making money on it right now. It is an asset. It is an asset. I could flip it. I could turn it. I could burn it. We'll find out if it's a long-term. Either way, an asset's something that makes you money. So if these cards are going to go down in value, it's not an asset. It's a liability. So that's what we'll find out. And I'm just worried. I'm worried for some of these cards that are being spent at crazy money when it just wasn't that way prior. Let's take this beautiful card, the Bowman Chrome 2001 Refractor Auto Pujols. There's only 7 in a PSA 10. Beautiful card. Only 7 in a 10. Look what it did. His whole playing career was under 20 grand. Up until November 2020, this card never had sold for more than $18,000. His career was over at this point. He was done. If he was still playing, he was a shadow of his former self. One of my favorite baseball players all time. This card then shot up to $168,000 from a previous sale of 14 grand. What changed? COVID. And it makes me question some of these sales during COVID. Was it to hype the market? Was it to pump the market? Why? Who in their right mind jumped it like that? Was it just that many people going back and forth, or was this a push? Was this an agenda? Then you go to the peak. The peak was early 2022. You could argue late 2021. This card sold for $500,000. Real sale or fake sale? Because it makes you feel bad for what happens next. Because then it goes to $96K, and the most recent sale, summer of 2024, $63,000 from $500,000. I'm just showing numbers and data and charts. That's all we're doing. But it's powerful. And why isn't this card taking it? Watch, this card's going to take some huge fake spike soon. Or why not? Be careful, man. Be careful. Last one we'll look at is the Dwayne Wade. I don't feel like a lot of people are rushing out to get Dwayne Wade. This is one of his more expensive rookie cards. And you're seeing that same thing. I mean, this card is $1,000 card in 2017. His career is done at that point. He's made his mark. Right after COVID, it sells for $12,000 from $1,000. Fine. Maybe I could buy that. At the peak, it's a $40,000 card, and it falls heavy down to 11 grand, and the last sale at $9,000. All I'm saying is these high-end cards, what in the past makes you think, oh yeah, that's a really smart place to put my money? What in the past says, there's certain cards you're going to point to, a Mantle or a Mays or a Honus Wagner or Hannes Wagner, however you want to say his first name. These cards are incredibly rare. They're from 100 years ago or 80 years ago, and there's just none in high pop count. None. So sure, 1 or 2 cards that have this kind of history, but when you could just go get a different Dwayne Wade or a different Dwayne Wade or a different Dwayne Wade, it's worrisome, man. It's worrisome. So I have some other cards. Ohtani is amazing. Absolute legend. Puts Trout on another step down. People are commenting, idiots are commenting, Trout's not a Hall of Famer. Trout's WAR is 83, and it's just going to grow. We'll see how he ends his career, but it's not going to stop at 83.5. He has over 400 home runs. He probably will get to 500. So to think he was a great one, probably the best of, can't believe he doesn't have a Gold Glove. Shocking. One of the best defensive center fielders of his time. So to think that Trout is not a Hall of Famer is just stupid. All right. Ohtani. His cards are at a ridiculous price right now. Why, you're not supposed to ever buy the peak. However, the idiots, sorry, I mean, just what it is, you're buying at the peak. You see how it's great. The time to buy Ohtani was 3-4 years ago. The time to buy Ohtani, even 2.5 years ago. We'll look at the chart. So there are, how many? I don't want to make this big because I want to do more cards of Ohtani. Actually, do I have another Ohtani open? I do. So let's make this one. Okay. There's 26 in a PSA 10. There is several autograph rookies. The last one sold for 50 grand. Now let's look at the chart. All right. I mean, I want to look at more the last 2 years. 2 years ago, it was $8,500. May of 2024. Now he breaks 50-50 in this time. 12,000. And after he breaks 50-50, this card's still a $10,000 card. After he's already a legend. He's won a World Series. He's struck out Trout. He's gone 50 for 50. He's pitched at a high clip. He's hit at a high clip. It's a $10,000 card, February 2025. Then, okay, right around the beginning of the season, it goes to $18,000. Then October, I mean, makes sense. October 19th, 2025, 10 days ago. It doesn't make sense that it went from 18 to 35 grand. It does, man. People are looking at his highest moment of his career. He's at the peak right now. Even if he does it for 2 more years, he is in the eye of the storm. And they're buying it at the top of the mountain. And recently it's a 50,000. So it went from May 18 grand. So if there's always going to be dumb buyers like this, sure, man, you can make some money. But not everyone's Ohtani. You're also going to lose money. Are Vladimir Guerrero Jr. cards, who is playing excellent, got his team in the World Series, by far the best bat in that lineup, are his cards going from 18 grand to 50 grand? No. And we're talking about another World Series, the best player of the other team. I mean, let's just bring up other players. Are there, this is not Fernando Tatis. This is not Manny Machado. $50,000. So it was $10,000 8 months ago. Just be careful if you're buying into this big high stuff right now, especially the guys that are in the thick of it. The time to buy Ohtani was 3 or 4 years ago. There's just so much of it as well. So when I say so much of it, here's his Topps Chrome PSA 10. Pitching. Because let's be honest, he has a hitting also. And then he has many other rookie cards. Topps Chrome PSA 10, it's going on 15,000. There are almost 15,000 copies of this Topps Chrome card. That's insane. In a PSA 10. And it last sold for $416. All right, hey, go get yourself a cool Ohtani. It's reasonable. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. Let's look at the chart. His stuff went up in 2023, dipped back down in summer of 2024, and hasn't stopped going up since. It's now at a higher price than it was during COVID, which is insane. But that's to show you what hype would end the now. Good luck with this card, because it will be irrelevant. It won't be irrelevant. It also won't be $500 in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, because there's 15,000. Eventually there's going to be 20,000. And then there's other places. Okay, that one I don't like anymore. The value's not there, so let's just go buy his Bowman. There's 16,000 in a 9. It's selling for $60. This is also taking a hike up from under $25 in a PSA 10. It's $240. There's 14,000. It's coming up on 14,000. Oh, there's just that many more people in the hobby. Hey, talk to me in 20 years. Talk to me in 20 years. It's cool to have an Ohtani in your collection. Which one? Why? This is the Kobe Bryant. It's also the other argument that I don't like. I should have pushed on Gio on the show. If you didn't see, I went on Sports Card Nonsense podcast. He has it at the podcast form. He also released it to YouTube. I'm on there for like 48 minutes. The first half hour is no me. Last 48 minutes, I'm there. But Gio mentions how he has international appeal. Go check what countries watch baseball. Because the Asian market, as much as you think it's Ohtani, it's NBA. Very few countries is baseball big in Asia. He's Japanese. That's like saying, okay, there's a Mexican player that's great. So the USA he's big in the US. So there's a Canadian hockey player. Well, I mean, fine. Okay. All right. You got me. The point, he's from Japan. He's not from Korea. He's not from Vietnam. He's not from China. He's not from Russia. They're not all the same. He's not from India. And the sport that takes over Asia is NBA. And they're trying to infiltrate that market as much as they can. When you see that crazy PMG price, well, a lot of people think from forums I've read that, yeah, that was a market manipulation of pushing something over to the Asian market. So when I hear international appeal, my ass, Messi has international appeal, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Ohtani is loved in Japan. I don't buy the international appeal. Or is Ichiro also has international appeal? How is he doing? And he's loved. Ichiro is loved. And he is doing fine, doing great. Are his prices going from 10 grand to 50 grand overnight? I'm looking out for a few friends and anyone else in that chat that spent a lot of money on high-end cards. Because I look at Wemby next. There's some people throwing money at Wemby. Why? Because he's the big thing right now. Why didn't you buy Wemby 6 months ago, a year ago, when he was hurt, he had blood clots? Why not then? That's the bad. Maybe you were. And to be fair, if he goes on a huge run, playoff run, his stuff's going to keep going up. Flip it then. There's already 26,000 of this card. There's already 26,000 of this card. Sorry, I have not kept up with chat. I'm on a roll. I'm on a rant. I wanted to get into it. So I've not kept up with chat to my best of my ability. The World Series is 0-0. In that entire game, 18-inning game, I don't think there was one double play. There was one close to double play. It got reversed. Very close. Arguably the wrong call. There was not one double play. There was 18 walks. Victor, we just went over Ohtani. Save yourself from buying at the peak. Wembanyama. Now, here's my problem with sports cards. This is the card, right? Prism. This is supposed to be the peak NBA card, base. But because there's 26,000 of them, because there's a million other options, none of them become the one. One of them will it probably be the silvers. But there's so many other options. Back in the 90s, it was a refractor or no refractor. There wasn't 17 different refractor types. So who the hell knows? This card's $136. Why? Because there's 26,000 of them, even though everybody loves Wemby right now, and there's just a million other options. And let's look at the chart. It's better to do it in, it's taking a tick up, but this card was $78. If you bought it, like I said, 6 months ago, $73. Now, another point is look at when he first came in. This card was a $400-$500 card. Never buy right away. All the hype, all the greatness, all the amazing from Wembanyama. He has more blocks than I think 27 NBA teams to start the season. And that's nothing new. He does that every year. It'll never get to this peak again. Now, if your point is, hey, I'm going to buy it to flip it, well, guess what? I mean, it normally just goes down. These are the first pack pulls, maybe. Let's look at more Wemby. What else do I have up here? We have the silver. Good. The silver, there's already almost 5,000. Come on. I think Joker has 300. Let's take a look. I think Jokic, this just proves the point. And it's not good for the overall hobbyist. It's not good for your value of your card. It's better for the value of your card when you go to this silver and there's 190. And that's why it's a $4,500 card, because this is the true rare refractor of the 90s. But then they get greedy and stupid and they don't care about us the last 5 years or the overall value of what these cards are going to be. So this card's $1,600. Hey, this is a steal. You want to go put money in a steal's hard to say. Hey, Jamie, get with the double-double. Thank you so much. I am a fiend for In-N-Out. It also doesn't bother my stomach, so I try to stay consistent with the same thing because it's not going to bother my stomach, and In-N-Out does not bother my stomach. Ooh-wee. Thank you, Jamie. This card feels like a good buy right now. He's not the guy right now. Everyone's in love with Wemby. Everyone's in love with Luka. Everyone's in love with the new hype. There's 190 of these compared to Wemby's at 5,000. The Wemby is selling for $1,600 while the Joker's selling for $4,400. The other difference is if we scroll these other options, there's not that many there. I guarantee you there's way more options than this in the 2023 Prism, way more parallels, way more different types of silvers. Where here in 2015, yes, it looks like there's just not as many. Facts. So I just, don't buy in at the hype. The time to buy Wemby was a year ago, 8 months ago. The time to buy Ohtani was 2, 3, 4 years ago. Ohtani's something else, man. Ohtani is something else. Do I have anything else up here? I have some videos I want to watch. We went over the fall of the Brady card, once $750,000. Today it's at $200,000. What did we have? The PMG Jordan, man. This is $15,000 in 2017 and $500,000 in 2021. What the hell? And other people were mentioning this too in forums back, like what happened? But it just kind of got glossed over in the hype. Everything was so pumped up. What else do I have? I have NFL standings. I have a bunch of YouTube videos I kind of want to dive into. Let's just take a look real quick.
And someone said, "Oh, Sneeko fell off because I had 300 viewers on Rumble." That's a platform that I don't promote, and this also shows why everyone bots. Because if you're going to show like one of the platforms and say you fell off here, it's like people.
I'm not saying who. I'm not saying anybody does. At one point, people definitely did, but he's going to at least explain the logic behind buying some views, buying some bots, being Eric Michael.
That mentality is going to scare people. That's the worst thing a creator wants to hear. Also,
before we get into the videos after this, I'll let it play. We'll do the voicemails.
You get promoted more and you get paid more because on Kick, the KCIP program, it doesn't recognize bots. So you literally get paid more to bot. If you spend 10%.
So my thing is, and you can say, hey, they dig in, they look at your back, they look, I don't know how much they look, especially these card companies, because it's a symbiotic relationship. They can go to other card people. Hey, you get card views. All right, even if they're pumped up, we don't know, we don't care. Just keep showing our product. So it also helps with sponsorships.
Percent of your income, you say you give a company in India 10% of your revenue so that they can bot up your streams and you take more. They make more money and you make more money. Then you get a higher gambling deal because the gambling company
goes a big bum, and he got his ass kicked against a UFC fighter. Mad respect to going in there versus a UFC fighter, and that UFC fighter whooped his ass. It was a prime. I can't remember who he went in there with. Whooped his ass.
He thinks you have more money. So why would you not bot? I think I'm the only one. I don't take a gambling deal, so I'm not incentivized to do it. But I see everybody else. It's like, why the f would you not?
Man, I can't.
All right, that's all I wanted to show off that. And Bill Simmons says it's happening, and other people. It's almost industry standard in some places. I mean, it's crazy. All right, what else we got? Call in. Let's do the voicemails. Let's do the voicemails. Now, if you do want to call in, the harder the rant, the more thing you're annoyed by, that's what we love. That's what we love. 702-483-7344. We did get 4 voices. So we've been pretty good. I was afraid nothing was going to come in. But all 3 shows with this little segment, we've had 4 or 5 calls every time. Let's listen to the first one. Tony Montana. He's normally not here in the lives, but he comments on all my videos. So I'm assuming this will be a positive take.
Professor, this is Tony Montana from the East Coast. Got a great show.
Hey now.
I think most activities come down to addiction and habit, especially cards. And it's 100% an addiction. I'm addicted to going to the gymnasium, and that's my only healthy addiction. And all activities become habits or addictions over time. Human beings are animals of addiction. You have a great program. Keep up the good work, Professor.
Hey now. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that, and being a loyal viewer, and kind words are always nice to hear, bro. It's a mind game. Don't let anyone on YouTube, any of these guys, none of them tell you, oh, I don't pay attention to the numbers. Oh, I don't look at that. Oh, I don't care what it did. Bull. No, roast beef. Bull. It's a mind game. It's chess. It is. If you're making content, Dustin tries to tell me. Sorry, I throw a lot of shit there, but sometimes people will be honest, be genuine here. Oh, I know the numbers, whatever. It's all good. I me. Yeah. Oh, you only put out content every day. You don't pay attention at all. We're not doing any analyzing, any reflecting. I don't buy it. So, anyways, that's where I'm at. What did I want to show you? I wanted to go to because there was some.
It was back then.
There was some really good comment. By the way, this is the hobby pulse check. I think it will grow as I do it. Saturday is not my best viewership day. It's almost like any video I release Saturday, it doesn't do well, but we're going to change that. This is going to be an ongoing series every Saturday, the hobby pulse check, and I'm excited for it. I really am. But a lot of people talking to the angle of how cards can definitely feel addicting. Oh, that gets me to Legacy Sports Cards, not to give them a little plug, but that is the shop I would use in town. It's the shop I'd recommend in town. I don't like that Blez is a part owner in it, but I was going there way before, at least from what I understand. He's never there. He's not the owner I know. is no longer ever seen. I don't know if he's a silent partner. And there was a second guy, and he's around still. He lost some weight, looking healthier. By the way, Ohtani's gone 2 innings already, hasn't given up a run. You're watching history. I mean, we're watching history with this. Hey, Kenny F. Empowers knows. Bull, no, roast beef. Anyways, there was one card I really wanted at this shop. I mean, I am a rookie NBA guy, and I don't have this player's rookie card. And when I do buy it, I want the autograph. It was $800. And this is where I'm saying, is it addicting? Rhonda had a really good comment in it. Just, allocating money that shouldn't go to sports cards ends up going to sports cards. We've all been there, whether you're there now or before in the past. I wanted that damn card, man. It was an autographed Dr. J rookie. It was just authentic. The auto 10s, not, PSA 3, PSA 4, but the auto 10 goes for $1,300, $4. It was less than the auto 10. I was checking it to 3 or 4 other autographed Dr. J's. It looked like the actual auto, and it was authentic PSA, but there was a weird mark in it I didn't like. It wasn't as smooth as it should be. So the auto probably wouldn't have graded a 10. I didn't buy it. I shouldn't be spending $800 right now on it, trying to buy a house or move the state. So, I wanted it. It is high on my list. It was $800, it's under $1,000. I am the dude I met there. He bought a hockey box for $100 something. Really cool upper deck product, like that old 90EX that's clear and see through. Actually, he didn't open it with. I didn't know see him open it. He sent me his hit on $100. I think it was a $40 card. Cool card. Sorry, the World Series over to my right. So anyways, I wanted the Dr. J. I didn't buy it. We're doing the voicemail segment. Let's keep it moving. Oh, that Scatabo injury was disgusting. If you haven't seen it, want to get disgusted. All right, here's another viewer. I think he's here right now. Let's take a look.
Hey, Professor. This is I'm Farmer's Load on the live stream, or Gorilla Farmer in the
Hey now,
the YouTube comments. You can just call me Farmer. Big supporter, love you. Saw a great video this morning by somebody, a channel called Phillies Baseball Cards, and the exact show is called Why I Don't Grade Cards. Great video. I think you should have a look at it and maybe discuss it on live. Thanks, brother. Talk to you later.
Hey, you read my mind. This guy is hit and miss. Philly Baseball Cards, 3,000 subscribers. I believe I'm subbed. He makes he's hit a point in the algorithm, but only several of his videos look this way and go this way. He had another one about, God, what was it? How he stores cards. It was excellent. Why your cards are worth nothing. And it was excellent. So I've not watched this video yet. I would like to watch it with you guys. Why I don't grade cards. It's how long? 9 minutes. Smart. You'll notice the videos I edit and put out, I try to keep them between 8 to about 12. Sometimes they just have to run a little more, but that's a good window. And this video got 10,000 views in 2 days. And no, he didn't pay for them. No, that's organic. And how often are you going to hear me say that? All right, another call. Thanks for calling in, Farmer's Load. We'll definitely take a look. Let's see what else we got. So let's go back here. We got this one just now. Somebody called. A lot of love, too much love. There's one that's a hater, but this one's, I think, a little more love.
Professor Sports Cards, you think you're so smart, telling everybody how they should spend their money. Fine.
All right, this is the hater one. This is definitely not his real voice. It kind of makes these are real life. This seems a little fake. This seems fake. I'm going to rewind. This is not his real voice. He doesn't want us to know who it is. Is this Dustin?
Professor Sports Cards, you think you're so smart, telling everybody how they should spend their money. Finding pictures of men, meanwhile, out there in Las Vegas, you know the hookers, the girls, you know the girls.
Never
they're
in my
legal,
life.
Right? You can pay, well, you know what you can do. Telling me I can't buy off a Geo and get into some breaks. Go to Cobb's HQ, spend my whole paycheck on Desmond Ritter autographs.
I gotta cut this. Come on, it's terrible.
She's talking to Dr. Beckett. He's not even a real doctor. You think he could tell me what this spot is on? Well, never mind that.
Tell me in the chat, is that an L or a W? Because I cannot tell. Is that a good call or a terrible call? Dr. Beckett does have his doctorate in statistics. So let's give him some love there. He does have a doctorate. No, he probably can't tell you what that spot is. Sounds like Petty. Yeah, Petty's too good. Petty only goes live on other shows. He won't even email me back. I don't understand. Orlando emailed me back, and I'd love to just have Orlando is a very well-spoken, smart dude, and I love that. Just have Orlando call in. But no, Petty's busy. Petty's busy on other shows. Let's do another voicemail. Farmers called in again, and then we have a rant. I think I'm going to skip Farmer. Let's do the rant, and then we'll go back to Farmer. This is 51 seconds. A little long, but it does sound like a pretty good rant. I'm not sure. He called while I was live.
I want to rant about the ass clown at Tops who keeps shipping my packages by FedEx to a P.O. box. Yeah. Somebody, I've called them. I've had one package stolen already. Let me explain this. Everybody knows post offices do not accept FedEx. And for some reason, when I made orders at Tops, they keep shipping the stuff FedEx. So these FedEx notices, and they can't find me, so the packages get stolen or lost. And I've called Tops, I've escalated this, they don't care. And there's no way on the Tops website to select not to use FedEx. Like, I just select shipping, free shipping, or whatever shipping's available. And I've always used USPS. Here's another thing. Some of them come through USPS, just some don't. Some go FedEx, and they don't tell me why.
Tell me why. Good rant. I can't stand FedEx. I've stopped using FedEx years ago. I do like UPS more than FedEx, but that's just me. I mean, people have experiences on both sides. I'm not a FedEx person. I can't tell you much else than that. Why is he giving them a P.O. box? Rhonda, I'd be mad too. Yeah, it sounded frustrating. Hey, I love it, by the way. Keep the frustration. Last call. Let's keep it. Hey, this takes you guys. All you got to do is call in, give a rant, give a take, be smart. 702-483-7344. Let's make this a daily segment, at least a weekly segment. So far, we're 3 for 3. That's crazy. Last one.
Hey, Professor, it's Farmer again. I just saw your interview there on the Neo, the Sports Card Nonsense podcast. You're mentioning that GameStop Power Pack or whatever. Hey, there's a YouTube channel called Goblin.
Bro, what are we on the same page? You watch what I'm editing? Goblin clips. I already have it. I made the video over the weekend. I'll release it tomorrow. I might release it after this live. This is the exact footage I use. Maybe let's take a look right now. Let's listen and we'll take a look right now.
Clips, Goblin.
Oh, yeah, I'm all
Goblin
over
clips,
it, bro.
And he's done it a couple times. I guess not everybody has access, but if it helps with your research or anything, just want to let you know.
Yes,
Keep up good work, man. Take care.
This dude, we're right on the same page, brother. Right on, brother. Goblin clips, sure. This is clipped into my video, very beginning. If this doesn't show you this stuff is gambling, this is what made me think, bro, all they got to do is get these gambler dudes to start ripping this stuff, and then you'll start seeing some business. Which one did I watch? First of all, thumbnail. 2 cigarettes in the mouth. All right, thumbnail. That one right here. 2 cigarettes in the mouth. You better believe that made my thumbnail. But this is straight gambling, degenerate gambling. Frank, they're speaking. They want some Frank the Tank. Frank will call in. We'll get Frank to call in. Let's do a little bit of this. I have some video after this, Frank. If you want to chime in, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, let's give him 5. But here we go.
Guys, I think they got me. Oh, we're back again. Guys, I think they got me. I think they got me by the balls with this power pack shit, dude. I'm not going to lie. We're back at it again. We're cranking more power packs. We're up to no fucking good tonight, dude. I have a list of exactly how many of each pack we are going to open, and it is right here in front of me at this.
I'm just listening to them. They got me. Oh, my goodness. You're sucked in, bro. You're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot of money. The algorithm's not for you. Here's the thing. Here, a little peek into the video. This is the $1,000 diamond pack. Yeah, 1-0 Dodgers. Man, that ball's hit high, deep center field, but to the warning track, just like last night. It looked like Will Smith homered last night. It looked like, who's the other one that went by a yard almost? Was it Muncy? I don't remember. But Will Smith definitely thought he went. It wasn't Muncy. Two guys. It was just warning track power. Tough to get out. 41%. In this case, it's 40.5%. That look at this range, 500 to 750. So to make these work, they don't have to show you. Just trust me, 95% of those 500 to 750 are $500. That's how they make it work. That's a huge gap. They don't have to, that's a $250 gap. So there's way more $500 cards or closer to 500 cards than there are 750. In the next one, it's 750 to 1,000. Well, there's going to be way more of those $750, $100 cards and maybe $2,000. You know, there's going to be way less of those $1,000 cards.
This very moment. And we're going absolutely cock to the wall tonight, okay? My nuts are up against the fucking ringer tonight. Okay?
This is what they asked for. Did that make my video? No. This is what, from going to breaking to putting the mystery wheels and all the gambling to it, and now this is where we're at. And this is just some young guy making content on YouTube to get clicks.
So listen, any financial advice for an up-and-coming single black mother? Fuck. GameStop power packs. Yeah, probably. Because if you pull bad ones, you give them to your kids for Christmas. And if you pull good ones, you sell them. And you don't tell your kids about the money. So, yeah, I would say probably GameStop power packs. You know, that's where I'm at tonight. Ladies and gents, yo, listen. Before we dive into today, a couple things I want to say. First off, I did not expect the response from the last game. Run it right now. Here we go. I am not. I hate to confess that this PSA 10, $29, 28.
I'm going
often.
I mean, he's just straight gambling. It's just straight gambling. Where is it? Where's the part I want? Right here, I think.
So dirty. Diamond, you did us so fucking dirty today.
$1,200 he's down.
What the hell was that about? What was that, Diamond? I'm not.
Yes,
I'm not going out like this. I'm not going like this.
Oh, no, he's not. That's for sure.
I'm not going like this. No, hold on. Let me reflect. Shining Tyranitar, talk to me.
No, bro. Anyways, this is what it is clipped in my upcoming video on these power packs, and it's just straight degenerate gambling. That's it. That's what it is. Let's see. What else? We got 82 people in here on a Tuesday night. It's 5:50, October 28th, something I tell all my students. And we should all live by this, and it's easy to say and way hard to live by, but you never get another Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, the rest of your life. So cliche, so cringe, but you know, you don't get it back. Yesterday's World Series was one nobody forgets. If you watch that 6.5-hour game, that's one that lives in the memory forever. We have the NBA scandal. I've not seen this. Is Pablo Torre, who does the best stuff out there. This was 5 hours ago. I'm very curious to see what Pablo Torre has to say on the NBA scandal. Last week, we kind of ended on Friday talking about these terrible Fanatics jerseys. This is a minute and a half. This was put out, a year ago? And even the jerseys were a joke. Even the professional, not just the ones you're getting as replicas, but these pro jerseys.
It's hard to get everybody on the same page when it comes to anything MLB related. But after reading all the social media outrage, I think there's one thing both baseball fans and its players aren't feeling.
Fanatics.
And that's the new jerseys. In fact, the backlash of the new unis has gotten so big that one of the game's most prominent figures is speaking out. Philly star Trey Turner has spoken, and the man said, quote,
Wait a minute. Hold on now. Comedy. Is that Trey Turner? Because that sure ain't Trey Turner. Wait a minute. Is that Trey Turner? Am I crazy? That ain't Trey Turner.
I know everyone hates them, and he ain't the only one not feeling the new threads because one unnamed player from the Orioles.
All right, I thought this was better. I thought they actually had players talking. They don't. Garbage. The new jerseys are terrible, and that just tells you something about Fanatics. The new jerseys are not good.
You guys say that everything on the TikTok shop is fake. This is damn legit as it gets.
I ordered the jersey from DHK.
Buying fake kits is the best thing you could ever do.
Doesn't matter if you spend $250 on a jersey, you buy it online. The is still made in China by the same people.
But the fact that you can get a better, higher quality jersey for less than a fifth of the price of the one that they're selling on the
Fanatics should be boycotted. We don't need this spreading to the other leagues. No need to help Michael Rubin pay celebrities to hang out with him. This is not sports card content. This is based off their shitty jerseys. The jersey quality went way down. They're all about the business of making money. They don't care the customer. They don't care cutting corners. It all matters about the money. This is corporate America.
MLB shop is insane.
The real reason fake jerseys are blowing up isn't just about the price. It's about what's happened to the real ones, made by a company called Fanatics.
Fanatics. I cannot. Not only did it not come.
Keep in mind, this has nothing to do with sports cards. This is just Fanatics. The great one. Allah, my savior, my messiah, Fanatics.
In time for the game, it came yesterday like this. Like, what are we doing here?
Back looks fine. And then they flipped it over and whoops. Yeah, he doesn't wear 23.
Tell me why Fanatics sent me a jersey that has a stain on it.
What Michael Rubin and Fanatics are doing should be boycotted and should be punished.
Hey now!
Fanatics is absolutely everywhere in sports merchandise, making the official jerseys for nearly every major sports league in the world. But the more control they've gained, the louder the complaints have gotten. To try to wrap my head around this, I decided to go back and figure out what were sports jerseys like before Fanatics took over everything? I wanted to investigate for myself. How did Fanatics actually take over sports merchandise? Am I just being nostalgic for a time that didn't actually exist before? Or is there something bigger going on here? I bought a knockoff uniform off of TikTok, a high-end knockoff off of eBay, and a current Fanatics replica to sports vintage expert Mr. Throwback in New York City to put this to the test.
Hello.
There he is.
What's up?
Good thing I wore my best Yankee shirt.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. T. I started selling in 2012.
If you want to check out this video, June Lee, 24,000 subscribers. You got 500,000 views on this video. Fanatics product sucks. The Fanatics product, not just sports card, sucks. I thought I had one more. Oh, this guy. Read this title. Read that title for me. I quit my software engineer job to pursue Pokemon cards.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Bottom of the third, Vlad Guerrero's up. If he's ever going to do something, it's now. They're down 1-0. Blue Jays have a man on first. I'm not going to watch this video, but it's a bit scary. I quit my software engineer job to pursue Pokemon cards. I kind of want to get to that NBA scandal video. That's my mind just there. Oh, and then we wanted to watch this. So tell you what, Frank, you want to call in now? Ziggy, you want to call in now? Let's do a call. We'll break the show up here, and then we'll watch this NBA scandal. I'm very curious with Pablo Torre, the best in the business. I'd be very curious. It's just 5 hours ago. We're constantly hearing new information, learning new information. Anyways, I think now would be a great time for Frank. Now would be a great time for, oh, I called it. Hey, give it to me. Vlad, a home run. 2-1 Blue Jays. I mean, he needed to. I was waiting for him last night, and he was locked in extra. He was down 0-2, got a base hit. He was the only one locked in extra innings for the Blue Jays, but there it is, a 2-run shot. It's still early. That's off Ohtani. Dodgers are going to score more. You're going to need more than 2. You're going to need more than 2. It doesn't look like Frank or Ziggy are pushing the button there. So maybe we'll jump right here to the NBA. The Pablo Torre exposes NBA betting scandal. I'd be very curious. But before we do that, we have Frank and Hardcore Collector. I'm just going to put them both on. I quickly before the show tried to redo the echo, so there's no echo. I don't know if there's going to be an echo. Let's start with Frank, and then I'll add Hardcore in real quick. Let's see if there's an echo first with Frank. Do we have an echo, Chad? Is there an echo?
Any echo?
What's up, Frank?
Yes, there's an echo.
Oh,
there's an echo. How bad?
Keep them entertained.
Good evening, everybody. Man, great sports night. Sixers with all the guards looking really good. This is the cat from the other night that got
That
ripped
cat.
off on
Yeah, let's hear from
Whatnot.
Hardcore first. Hardcore, what makes you
Yeah,
call in?
absolutely. Let's do that.
How you guys doing? Hey, you were Army, brother?
7 years, 98 through 2005.
What was your MOS?
46 Quebec.
Right on. I was loving Charlie. Thank you for your service, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I had like 5 quick topics. If I could ask you guys like, some questions.
All right,
they're
sure,
quick.
let's see.
It won't be
Let's
like the other night. They're quick, man. I like talking sports. I want to hear you guys' opinions. All right, so first one, what does Shohei Ohtani have to do to be top 5 all-time MLB baseball players?
He's already, of the past 30,
Done.
40 years, I'm 40 years old, of my lifetime, he's there. He's already in the
Done.
top 5. So
You
now
think he's
you
already
can't,
top
the
5?
difference is you can't compare his cards. If we're talking cards, there's so many more of them than Joe DiMaggio or Mickey Mantle or guys of the past. So you can't compare card wise, but dude, how many other guys have ever pitched 6 innings and hit 3 home runs in the same game? Never been done.
Well, that's what why I'm asking. Do you think this World Series will already submit him in top 5 all time, or is there more he has to do?
How many 50 stolen base home runs? He's already there, and I don't think I'm getting caught up in the moment. How about you? What do you both think?
I think he's top
It's already
10.
done.
I think he's got it. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's already done. Go ahead. You're doing great.
And the other thing, Hardcore, the difference between 10 and 5 is, everyone's, it's a thought of opinion. So, but let's hear your take.
It's just an interesting thing I was thinking about. I think he's top 10 to be top 5. I don't know. I mean, win this World Series. And all right. So the home run record for the World Series is 10 home runs for like playoffs and World Series. Sorry.
In one World Series or
no playoffs in general. Sorry. Any playoff run. So he's got 8 home runs right now. And so he's tied at second with 8 home runs with a bunch of other guys. I forget who has the first spot, but the first spot is 10. So the point is, if he gets 3 more home runs in this World Series, he will be like number 1 all time in any MLB playoff run. So I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, he's got a good chance to do it, man. We still have some games ahead of us,
Legend. He's a legend. I mentioned it to a friend of mine because whenever you see someone perform like this, especially in baseball where steroids were, I feel the same about LeBron, there's skepticism. So if it's Ohtani, it's many others as well. When you perform that high above everybody else, amazing. He's just, here's my definition of greatness. When you have a player come up and expect Barry Bonds to hit a home run in the 8th and he does it, or you expect Kobe to hit this crazy shot when no one else, you shouldn't expect him to, he does it. When you expect Ohtani to come up and he hits a home run, it just that's legendary when you have these high expectations and they still meet it in these power, situations. What's your second topic?
All right. Do you guys think sports cards will ever switch from like cardboard cards to NFTs? Like, especially with Fanatics and Topps having the almost monopoly
Frank,
on
this
it.
is a cupcake. Go ahead, Frank.
I hope not. Because
no, the answer is no, but go ahead.
No, because the doctor talked about this. He talked about the tactile nature of these cards and like how we have them in our hands, and in that moment we really connect to them. So I hope not. Gosh, I even hate slabs from this standpoint. It's like another barrier to the card. So I hope not. Man, gosh, no.
The only way I see something like that happening is if they know they have $100,000, $200,000 card somewhere out there, they should have somehow it connected to block. There should be some connection so we know which one's the real. This is an expensive card. It's not a $10 card, and we have technology for that. So, that I don't think it'll ever replace. Could it connect to a high-end card for security reasons? Maybe.
So I agree with you guys. I hope it never happens, but like, as I've thought about this more and more, it's like, it could be possible, I think, because did you guys know the CEO of Fanatics, he was highly invested in that NFT company with his buddy. I forget the name of the company, but he was
I assume they lost pretty heavily. NFTs did pretty poorly.
He did sell out of it. So he bought into that NFT company and he was like the 50 or 60% stake shareholder. And then he sold out and, cashed out or whatever. But, to me, I don't know. Like, I hope it doesn't happen.
Did you say? Do you think this can
Ziggy,
replace it?
fresh shave Ziggy? Welcome, Ziggy.
It will not replace it, but there's a market for the NFTs. Panini still does NFTs. There's a market for them. They still are going on. People make money on them. I buy and sell NFTs on both Panini. Topps, I'll be honest, as the worst platform. They'd have to regain trust. They did 3 or 4 launches. They had Candy.io. They were on Wax. They were on Avalanche. They have nothing going right now. They've been a failure on the NFT side. Could they get back into that? Possibly. And Panini will, though. Panini's doing very well in that marketplace. It will never replace cards, though. It's a totally different thing.
And I know your guys' favorite topic, sports card investor and, Jeff over there, but, he's like advertising, like selling these like key moments from games and stuff.
What is he not advertising? He takes any money.
I understand. I'm with you. I'm not against you. I just,
what kind of like,
it's just like, what's the next thing? I'm not an NFT guy. If that's your thing, that's great. For me, if I don't have like the physical card, in my hand, then
the digital world has not, what was it? Some like online play. I don't know, Snoop Dogg and these other people bought tons of real estate in this online world, and it's done nothing in 4 or 5 years. So the online world has it does have a lot of, a ways to go. We're far off from it becoming. Let's talk about NFTs in video games first, and being things, there's other.
That's holding us back is the gaming market has not embraced it because they make too much money selling you the same thing over and over each year. Right. But if that ever takes off, then NFTs have a much more likelihood, in my opinion, to have a collectible marketplace, right? If I can take my player and my team to another set, that's going to be very valuable. But right now, the Sega, not Sega, sorry, that's dated. Xbox and PlayStation make too much money selling you the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. He has 5 topics. That's a ways to go. We gave you 2.
All right. One more about the Oak. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's get one more. Shoot. Your best one of the 3.
All right.
And feel free to call in tomorrow with the other 2.
All right. I will. Thanks for having me on, or let me chat for a minute.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you.
Future of the Oakland A's and the move to Las Vegas. So I know you're an Oakland A's fan. They got Nick Kurtz over there. It looks like they have a bright future, but we know the ownership of the A's is terrible. They trade away a lot of their talent and they don't keep it. So I just wanted to ask you as a personal question, your vision of the Oakland A's with Nick Kurtz. Do you think Nick Kurtz could be like an Ohtani down the road? Will the A's keep him? And then the move to from Oakland to Las Vegas, how do you think that's going to help the franchise moving forward?
I appreciate the question. Nobody wanted to go play in Oakland. It was a dump. That was the worst stadium in Major League Baseball. It was also a pitcher's park. So you couldn't attract good free agents there. Vegas is going to be far different. People will want to come play in a $2-3 billion stadium on the Strip. They are going to, in my take, they will invest money in players. Right now, they're rebuilding, and they've rebuilt pretty well. Josh was Jacob Wilson. I saw it. The Denzel Clark, the center fielder. So they are building these young pieces. They have 0 pitching. Yeah, and do they ever come? That's always in Vegas. Is like, when's the stadium getting built? The owner bought a $25 million house here, so the stadium's probably coming. I put my $20 for 2028 season tickets.
So I'm a Raiders
hopefully
fan.
It'll be a better product
A's,
when they get here.
I'm a Raiders fan and an A's fan, not as big like in the A's and Raiders. But my last question: will the A's win a championship before the Raiders? I think the A's I think the A's are primed in the next 3-4 years to make a run at the World Series, dude. Like I know they
Sacramento.
It's
gotta get out of Sacramento. They have to get out of Sacramento.
No pitching. We don't have any. They have no pitching.
It's too much. It's a launch
when they
pad.
move to Las Vegas.
Gotta get out of Sacramento.
I mean, sure, but they're not moving to Vegas for 3 more years. We still got 26, 7, all right, 27s, and maybe 1 or 2 more years. We'll see. Maybe they'll be here sooner than I think. Time flies. Hey, thank Hardcore Collector. Thank you. All back again tomorrow, bro. That was awesome.
Fantastic.
Great job.
It was
Great
really
job.
good.
Hey, love for Hardcore Collector. That was a good call.
Really good. Really good.
Let's have Frank, and then we'll let Ziggy. Frank, what do you call it?
Ziggy's
oh, hey now.
Caller right now. Right to Ziggy. Right to Ziggy, man. Let's go. Let's go, Ziggy.
I'm just happy to be here. I want to give some updates. I want to report live from the field for the professor. I loved your interview today on Sports Card Nation.
Oh, thank you. Nonsense. Sports card nonsense.
Sports card, whatever they are.
Hey now.
Here's my one comment.
The enemy.
I thought it was rude of Gio not to correct your name. He said, "Who are you?" He said, "Professor." He goes, "Professor what?" He goes, "Professor Jason." And he called, and then what's his name called you Professor Jason, and it's Professor Sports Card,
Hey now,
or it's Jason. And Gio, I thought, I don't know if he's picking on you, but he didn't introduce you properly, in my opinion.
All right. I'll give that. And I was in the moment, it's nothing, but sure, maybe it comes off.
It wasn't negative. I'm just teasing him. If he's watching, I'm just teasing him.
Oh, he's watching.
We know you as Professor Sports Card, and he should correct that on his show to the audience maybe later. Anyway, another thing, he was talking about this before on the Babe Ruth card, right? And you've heard about the Babe Ruth $7 million.
Oh, you had interesting insight to this. Yeah, you had good insight.
I will just remind everybody, there was an interview on Lucas Tigers and Bronze back in, I don't know, whenever that card came public, and it was at the museum in Baltimore. Collectible Ezra approached the museum and was able to sell off 1% of the card. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 10. I believe it was 1% in a fractional, fractional.
And that's why you think it hit 6 million?
Well, because of that 1%, after it was all sold, what happens? Everybody calculates market cap of the card. And I'm sorry, I'm getting angry. I hate people who use market cap of a card. This is a perfect example. Why? Because they justified that 1% being sold to the open market in that fractional piece as, hey, this card's worth 7 or 6 million, something million. So the buyer at that time really did have a justification, because the market was showing him this card's worth $6 or $7 million.
But Ziggy, let me ask you, does that mean when it sold recently, 1% went to investors?
No. My understanding is, I don't know what happened to that 1%. Like think about 1% of 6 million, I think was what, 60,000 or 600, I forget. But I think they either sold it out. It gave that valuation. It propped up that valuation. Collectible, whether it sold the asset or not, I don't even know. Maybe the buyer made a few dollars off it. It wasn't like they made a lot of money on it. But that was totally collectible in Ezra that, put a valuation. And now whoever sold it probably looked at it and goes, that's not the market value. That true market value is $3 million. That's why it sold for $3 million.
What happened to Collectible? Because they're still around.
So I was a member of them. They staggered for a long time, going through a painful bankruptcy. They were ordered to sell off all their assets. So there were auctions. You could sell off stuff. At the end, I remember getting a warning, come get your check.
So they're not around. It's done.
No, they're not around. Everything was sold off. I got a check at the end for maybe $35 or something like that for my last assets that I had.
Sounds like the Anders Arena Club.
Well, Arena Club's is still around. Arena Club's doing well.
Sounds like how they're going to end, though.
You think they're going to end?
Well, not anytime soon. They're pumping too hard.
I'd be doubtful, man. They are.
But how do they compete? On my video, I mentioned this. How it's not good for them that GameStop and PSA have now partnered up for their own online.
The guys
wrong. Pack place. I mean, that's
when
you can't compete with GameStop.
And the other casino opens and another casino opens. It doesn't stop another casino from coming. It just justifies. It's validated the market. In fact, the most important thing is
one casino is Caesar's Palace and one is a little Indian casino. I mean,
what I mean by this is Arena Club was the first to go public on the internet selling these repacks. They had to go through any obstacle as far as any state regulations. Apparently, no states flagged this as gambling. If they did, and you guys know this with gambling, certain states you can, certain states you can't, right? Apparently, Arena Club is probably out, and you correct me if I'm wrong, in all 50 states.
Oh, yeah.
Is it over in Canada? I don't know yet, but it had to get to Canada next. Then it has to go international. Now, while that's happening, Collect.io got some funding, some VC money out there in Silicon Valley, and they built the same damn app.
Okay, fine. So they took their business model and they attached GameStop and PSA. Arena Club slabs can't compete with the PSA slabs. Arena Club Vault can't compete with PSA Vault.
They're different markets right now because Arena Club really is focused.
They won't be in the long run.
And the PSA thing is really right now. It's focused at the Pokemon guy.
You're right. They only have TCG and football.
2 more resources for your research. Check out Opossum Bud.
Oh yeah, of course.
He does a breakdown of these scam packs. Right, he's great at breaking it down.
Of the internet ones.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
He breaks down. Right. I think he makes fun of Paper Tiger. There's a guy named Paper Tiger who actually started as a critic of these things. He was a beta tester, and he's kind of joking about it. And next thing I knew, honestly, he had so much demand, he turned it into a business and he started selling them. And now these guys have those beta access, like the guy you had on earlier. They're making so much damn money, and there's so much demand just at that point right now. Now,
then we never see the repackers go, and you always sell for 90%. So it keeps looking. I want to really quick.
Yep.
I don't. Boston Card Hunter sucks. That's why. I mean, I don't know why no one mentioned Boston Card Hunter's video about Card Ladder and Mark Movers going out of business in a year of Fanatics, put QR codes in packs. And, I don't mention a lot he says because he says a lot. And I don't know. I'm maybe if he does, good call for him.
This is perfect. I actually wanted to roast the video that Boston Card Hunter did with Joe Holiday and Joe Hollywood, whatever the hell, and Jeff Wilson. I don't know if anybody watched the video.
Oh.
So I'm going to just pull some points to you guys can watch later on. But 3 points that Jeff says in there that I think make him an ass clown. And also I want to say defend Panini as a better company than people give them credit for, okay? And let me go over them real quickly. Here Jeff goes over the 3 reasons why Topps is better than Panini, but I'm going to explain the reverse. Well, Topps is better at redemptions than Panini ever was, right? He roasts Panini on the redemptions. I want to point out, guys, Topps is in bed with the players. Redemption shouldn't be an issue at all. It shouldn't be an issue at all. Panini was always on the outside begging these players as cheaply as they could to get access to their stuff quietly for collectors. And to justify that, if you go back, there's an interview. Everything I'm talking about, guys, I can show you videos of. There's an interview with the sales guy over at Panini where he says, when we build product, we think about the value of the box and being some market value. Now, this is maybe 2019, 2020.
Yeah, because they went away from that later.
No, but the problem was it wasn't Panini did, it's the market did.
All right.
So Panini's, for example, when you look at Panini's values today, what Panini's still done very well, they're still rewarding their channel very, very well. If you buy a Panini, you're probably getting NT for under $1,000 a box, and that stuff sells for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 almost in every brand. Okay, where Topps is squeezing the margin a lot tighter as they get more and more of the monopoly.
Ziggy, do you think what Dan the Card? Do you think what Do you think what Dan the Cardman said in that Fanatics Live could take all the business if they want? Do you think there's any validity to that?
There's absolute validity to it, but that's bad if it happens.
Okay? Yes,
because go ahead, Frank. Sorry.
I have a point with that. I just have a tin cap theory about that because they're involved with the antitrust lawsuit right now. I think if they move to all the ends that they can go to, I think it would give Panini some ammo in the fire. I think they're going to wait until this lawsuit's over before they do the entire takeover. That's tin cap theory, but I think this antitrust lawsuit that looms over the industry right now looms large, and I think they're waiting as far as
I think it'll be before then. I think it will be before then.
On the platform thing, here's the reality in this. Okay, you have Fanatics Live as a platform, you have Fanatics as a company. Yes, they'd like to sell it on the platform because they make money off the platform. Why do they want to do it? Extends and get more control of that third-party value. However, they cannot do that because they know their breakers are making more money off of platform. I mentioned this to you before, Professor. Run Good Life does everything off platform, right? You can't. If you tried to force him to go on platform, his business would fall apart. His business wouldn't accept that. He wouldn't accept that. You can't do that.
What if that's what they have to do? What if they have to go over there?
Here's what would happen. So if you have 100 Fanatics breakers. They would have so much product they can't move it because there's not enough people buying on that platform. It would be sold in the third party through eBay. You'd buy cases and RGL would buy it.
I mean, do you think there could be a way to have them on Fanatics Live and let them stay?
Pardon me?
Do you think there's a way they could have them on Fanatics Live and let them stay somewhere else?
No, but also think about this. The optics would be awful. You cannot force the platform to be the only place you can buy into breaks. That would be awful, right? You see what I'm saying? It'd be bad for the market. They want it. They'll incentivize their breakers in the sense of, hey, we'd like for you to break on this platform. And I can say that personally, as a person who has Fanatics Live account access, they encourage us to break on their platform, right? Could we break off platform? Yeah, but boy, really, we'd like for you to do it here. And they would incentivize you to do it on platform, right? Same thing with I have Panini products. Is that okay to break here? Hell yeah, we could break them on here. Why did they let you break Panini? Because they're getting a percentage of Panini. They didn't care. In fact, that's why in the beginning they let you break repacks. It was a platform. Right now, they were controlling the buyers who are on the platforms. You have trusted buyers, and therefore, if the buyer's trusted, the filth bomb being trusted advisor or a trusted seller, they assume his repack is trusted. They assume his business is trusted. You see what I'm saying? But you have more control over those necks. And there's a long line of necks where if one of those guys steps out, get out of the way, I'll put a new one in there. And even, I'll say this too, give you some optics, right? There might be people like Backyard Breaks is not on Fanatics Live, guys. You think they don't want to be? right? So maybe Topps has said no to them. I'm just speculating on that. So I do think Topps is definitely aware of their platform, but they're aware of the fact that Whatnot's success is good for them too. RGL's success breaking off platform is good for them as well. He does a lot of videos, a lot of hype. Like they're not going to control distribution to that level.
I mean, they do at card shops.
Again, to some level, there's card shops who don't have allocation, who just have to buy secondary market. And what you're seeing too is prices are dipping. There are prices where just before the hobby, or just before 2020, you had channel clog, where, like, for example, hoops would come on the market. It's available for $100. Oh, it's not selling. It dips to 70. It's 60. It's 80. It's going down. But the next product came and it was hot. So I bundled the product together. You're seeing that this basketball product is going to dip in value just because it's like hoops, right? There's too much of it out there.
Right. That's a great comp, by the way. Hoops is a great comp, and nobody wants hoops.
We are seeing a more natural market now because of that, right? If you don't have the same hype and bull, that you have more education there.
Here's what I want to Collector Charles. Hey, glad to see you, by the way. And he says, Run Good Life has his own break company. He doesn't need Fanatics platform. If they force a company to not have any allocation unless you're there, well, what are you going to do? Let the business die?
Well, let me say this. I'm sure he's an allocated breaker with Topps. I'm sure they've said you can have access to the platform. He's chosen not to. I'm assuming he's probably chosen not to for some reasons. One of them is, why pay the fees to them when you have it? I'll be honest. I think it's a phenomenal business the way he has it set up, right? He's all on YouTube, right? You can come watch him transparently. Everything is right there for you to see. There's no platform that's manipulating stuff in the background, taking points or anything. I think that's a good platform, the way he runs his business.
Champs, you got great questions. The one, the Boston Card Hunter just
let me finish on that. The Boston Card Hunter. So the 2 points, and he was in this conversation about why Panini's so bad, redemption. Second one is, and Jeff says this, I complain because Topps gives us as influencers special access, special treatment.
That's not
Panini does not. And that is a truth, guys. Panini, you never saw Tracy Hackler when he had his channel with all these different breakers as much. They just always kept kind of a curtain, a distance from their sales team. They had distribution. Now you can complain about it, but they did have a channel, right? They were sold to distributors or resellers. They normally did not sell direct to many people. And I'm sure that's changed a lot, but they've kept that distance. And I think that's a value to the consumer, where again, Jeff is sitting there complaining, well, I complain because, Panini, he even says, I have the biggest card shop in Atlanta and Panini won't even give me any allocation, which is my third point I want to point out. He openly complains that Panini did not give him allocation. Why? Because under Panini's policy, it's a get in line and you'll get some the longer you're there. Not because you're big Jeff. It's how many people are in front of you.
Well, doesn't Jeff also want to make Fanatics and Topps look good? Or am I thinking
again, in the beginning, I'll put it this way. And if you look at his content, I've been critical about this. In the beginning, he was kissing Panini's butt when he first opened his card shop because he wanted that allocation. He was very open about both sides. As he moved on, it was only Topps. He only opens Topps products, in my opinion. He's very Topps biased.
Makes sense.
He insults Panini a lot more. I've called him out on it. In fact, in this video, I make the same comment. Said, you're critical of things that I think are actually protecting Panini and are better than Panini. Like, again, you're complaining because you didn't get allocation. You're basically saying everybody else who's worked really hard in the hobby, screw you, I should get special treatment.
He's better. He matters the most, of course.
Now, do you think Topps gives special treatment? I'll just give you an example. What do you think Tom Brady? Do you think he was in line for allocation, or do you think he just kind of got some move to the front?
Oh, of course. He's top of the line, top of the pyramid.
And that's the argument. See, the Tom Brady, Jeff Wilson model is, I want to get now so they can go get their influence from whatever it is. I'm not going to, from whoever it is. Where in Panini was, no, I don't care who you are. Go get in line. We sell through distributors. We sell through they sold through, what was it? Southern Hobby, GTSI, or all those other GTS or whatever it was. So again, my point is we're going to regret some of those things that Panini did at the way they kept things separate. That you're going to see now are going to be a bigger concern. Oh, real quickly too, Loot Box. Have you followed Loot Box?
Hey, now we watched them a few weeks or last show or something. They're goodbye or not goodbye, but why they're not doing it.
You see what he's doing now? He's doing gambling channel.
Of course, that makes sense. Him and what? Gamble. They've both pivoted, I guess.
I think what it's called. It's actually a really cool channel, Jackpot Johnny. And he even says, he goes, watch me so you don't have to waste your money. which was his theory when he did loot box. Watching me open my product. I'll be honest.
That's what a lot of the gambling channels do, by the way, is that's how their shtick is.
And they know that too, because they're promoting it, because people are watching you thinking, well, I'm not like everybody else. I'm the guy who's going to win. You know, I'm different.
And some of them are even open enough with saying, like, I was sponsored. I got paid to gamble this money. You know, don't be gambling your own money. You know, there's a guy named Vegas Matt who's all about, hey, don't gamble. They give me this money to gamble and promote.
Which still again promotes them. I'll say, you know, you were mentioning earlier on your interview with Sports Card Nation. Do you know the Southern Collector?
Vaguely, I've heard good things. I haven't really watched too much.
Great content. You'll love him because he's all about the rare rookie autograph on those.
Hey now, that's right.
That's his thing, man. He does a video, by the way, on Ted Williams.
He must be smart.
Does a video on Ted Williams, man, that made me cry. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Go watch this video, Southern Collector. The man puts together like an hour video.
I think it was Orlando and Petty that might have mentioned.
Orlando and Petty know him very well, dude. This guy, I'm telling you guys, Ted Williams will make you cry. When you understand his involvement in World War II, I knew nothing about this man. And now I'm a collector of him. I want his stuff just because of that. Just like I'll say this too. I want Ohtani stuff now because I do think it is 1991 and we're watching Michael Jordan of baseball.
No, of course, yes, but his prices are baked in.
But here's my point. I don't want to go out. I won't go collect any cards. I will go out and buy stuff that reminds me of him, and I'll continue to sell his cards to fund my ability to collect stuff that, like, I'll buy a hat. You know, it's just different. It's a different.
Let's see what happens after the World Series, because prices normally go flat or go down after the win or lose.
Here's another example of knowledge, right? If you're in the hobby long enough, you're absolutely right. So you and I know that Ohtani is Babe Ruth or Mantle forever. So there will be dips. When those dips happen, if you want to buy, that's a good opportunity to buy. You can play that surfing game, buy on the dips, sell on the high.
But is Ohtani going to meet this much craze next year? I mean,
he doesn't. I'll be honest. I don't think it makes a difference. I think I do think that this is a guy who is the Jordan of this generation.
I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is his prices they're baked in right now. They are crazy high right now. He is. You're right. We are watching history.
I'll put it this way: if any card has value in the future, it would be an Ohtani card. Over Mahomes, over LeBron James, over Kobe.
There's a lot of it.
In my opinion, right now, because he's part of that whole generation of junk wax, right? That's what Ohtani is, right? That's what Mahomes is. There's 2017.
Yeah, but 2017 they didn't print as much of, and they just keep printing more and more of Ohtani. You know, I worry about Ohtani.
Rookie card. I'm going rookie card here.
And there's still more Ohtanis.
Ohtani's also, let's say this, by the way, a great human being. The way he treats his opponents, the respect he shows, the way he answers the questions.
I mean, he also was caught in possibly a gambling scandal, and there's a real estate scandal in Hawaii. His managers covering up for hundreds of millions of dollars. So, sure, we see now maybe he's a great guy. We'll see. I mean, something that comes out.
Thank you for bringing me back to earth, Professor. I appreciate that.
Frank, what do you have to throw? You've been quiet.
Ziggy is the greatest caller on this show.
I think everyone agrees.
Thanks a lot for having me follow Ziggy. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You can hold your own. Professor, for listening to me and also coaching me. You know, it's actually Bob Boozle called me up and said, Ziggy, you got to calm down, right? Take your medication at least 30 minutes before you go on.
No. Ziggy, from the rest.
We love the riled up Ziggy.
Off the top rope. Let's go. Come on, dude. This is what the live's all about.
Yeah, well, I really enjoy the show, man. I've been entertained since you started. I love it. I love the research. I will say, watching all those cars go down, man, part of me laughs. I mean, it's like you could also say something about crypto, right? The crypto charts look the same way in a lot of places. There were these big peaks and dips and stuff. So there are people who did that too, made money in crypto, moved it over to cards. They were losing money. I sold during that entire time. Like, I can tell you stories of Mahomes and Ohtani cards that are worth a lot more money, right, than they were. But I also sold Trubisky and Josh. What's that guy? Who was the Josh?
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen. Oh my God, I had some really good RPAs of his stuff. I sold that too. So, anyway, guys, really enjoyed the show.
Thank you for calling in. Great call as always.
Thank you, sir. Hope to catch up later on.
Talk soon. Bye, Frank.
Fire. You ready?
Let's go.
SEN interview was at Belly Rub convention. I was.
I brought everything. I brought all my shit.
Great. You put yourself out there. Like Gio was giving you all these compliments. Like at a certain moment, like you and Jesse had like a moment. It was kind of awkward for Gio. Like you guys were like connecting. My like suggestion is Red Mustache Adam guy, the guy that does the Daily Nonsense. He's got beef with you. Like they need to bring him on with you.
Yeah,
Like,
call the show. What's
Jesse
his
was like
beef? Wait,
all
what's his
about you.
beef?
Jesse needs to come on to the live. Like
Oh,
Jesse was all
Jesse.
about
I
it. Like,
thought you meant the red mustache guy that's on their sports car.
no, I'm trying to tell Gio, don't put Jesse on with the prof. The two of them were like, it was kind of awkward. Like Gio was like, oh my God, these guys are connecting. He thought Jesse was going to like, not like you. And you guys like hit it off way too much. Belly rub convention. So my suggestion is if you go on there again, which I think you need to do, he needs to put Red Mustache Adam on with you because he called you out in his content. He said, yeah, I watch content, but like,
Oh, I already called that out. I know, I did.
He called you out. I mean, just saying, he has 8 minutes every
I
day. And he
sent it
called
back.
you
I
out.
sent it back in the live. I already, we covered it.
So you got off. Gio talked about Adam Ireland, VP of Global Collectibles, coming onto a show, and I think that's going to be another belly rub convention, and I totally get that, but I think that's like where the rubber meets the road as to a lot of things we're trying to like put together as to the big players in the hobby right now. And then, like I said before, antitrust guys, come on, man, I don't have a mic. Shut up.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. This antitrust thing, I'll come with you more. I really think when you have Dan the Card Man, when you have even Gio saying why wouldn't they do this, I think it really does come down to that whole lawsuit. If they take over if they take over the entirety of the hobby as far as distribution, I think that's going to give them some, and we hope that there's multiple companies. And then the last thing I would say is that no, I'm out. You're the best.
Hey, Frank, thanks for calling in, bro. All right, that was great. That was perfect. I went for an hour going over cards. If I add this back, is this going to be an echo? I don't think so. Let's see. I'm going to add back the screen. But we did a lot there in the first hour, and then we got some great calls. Hardcore, Ziggy. Hardcore brought it, by the way. He had some good topics. He had some good sports topics. And then, of course, Ziggy with the knowledge and Frank with the research. This is this is my video coming out. I mean, this is basically, I'm releasing a very similar video. I might do it after the live. I might do it in the morning. But let's do it after the live. I'll release it after the live. Let's take a Possum Bud makes great stuff. It's all Pokemon related. But just, he gets it. He gets it 100%.
Stay hydrated, Virgin Gang. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. GameStop has had an interesting last few years, haven't they? Ultimately leading up to them being a TCG powerhouse, mostly for the Pokemon space currently. Them doing all kinds of stuff, making their own mystery product.
This dude, no, he called him a powerhouse. Now, I don't know. Are people actually going to GameStop to buy this stuff? But they called him a powerhouse. Being facetious or not?
Setting up PSA submissions in their store, them having, distro basically getting a bunch of Pokemon product to them specifically. People
are to pause. We'll let it go for a couple minutes. We have Vladimir Guerrero up. It's 2-1 Blue Jays. It's bottom of the fifth. There's 2 outs and there's a man on first. Now, the last time Vlad was up with the man on first, he went yard. The count's 1-1. And I this is a big at bat here in the World Series. Game 4. Ohtani pitching and got one by him. 1-2, swing and a miss. Anyways, I'll keep you updated if you're not watching yourself.
Camping outside of their stores in order to get their hands on some of this delicious, delectable Pokemon product. Now, ultimately, with them doing digital Pokemon packs, them doing the actual digital gambling aspect of that. We have a video today of basically what that would probably look like for the average person. I just thought it was interesting that they have all these different levels of tiers. We'll go into that here in a little bit. You can start real small. You can end up real big. We got an interesting video of people going real big on this right here. So let's...
this is the same video I use. So we'll pause this video. If you want to watch on the power packs, go to a Possum Bud, or after this live, I'll make it right away. That's the first thing I'll do. I'll make it live. You can go watch the power pack video. Let's see. We had a guy that he messaged me earlier, non-sports cards. He wanted to rant about, I can't remember what. We have so many messages. I got work. I got this, that, the other. The World Series. It looks like Vlad must have got out because they're on commercial break. So Ohtani gets them 2-1, 5th inning. As Sports Cards Queen says, I want to, shout out to the members. And yes, $5 for the month. You get some special titles in the live, you get a couple videos, you get a few things on there. It's mainly to support the channel. Thanks for having me. Hey, thank you for calling in. You did a great job. Bring a couple more sports related topics. I thought they were great. They were thoughtful. They were A's bait. They were clearly, you know me a little bit. Or maybe you just saw the A's hat, but yeah, keep calling in, bringing that sports stuff. It's good. You did a great job. Non-sports cards is a good dude. Yeah, I mean, I'll be on for at least, I normally go 2 hours, so we got another half hour. Sometimes we run into overtime. So yeah, call in. If you do call in, I fixed it. I unplugged the computer, and now I'll never touch that little plug again ever in my life. I tried to plug in a fan, tried to plug in a light. So sensitive. Anyways, the echo is back. So we got to get rid of that echo. I got rid of it on a Thursday with nobody here showing my wrestling cards. What I wanted to go over Fanatics. We did want to watch. This is the video I want to watch. And then we wanted to watch Why I Don't Grade Cards by Phillies Baseball. Let's do that. It's card related. I really wanted to watch Pablo Torre explores his NBA scandal. If we don't do it here, I'm going to do it tomorrow or by myself.
Sent any of my cards in. I've been a diligent collector of baseball cards for 40 years. And I have never, not once, sent any of my cards in for grading. Here's what.
Great camera, great lighting. And now. All right, that's too long. But what is he got?
I have a lot of
views.
cards.
Me.
Complete sets, team sets, and lots of other bric-a-brac. Tens of thousands of cards, all gloriously ungraded. Truth be told, I do own 10 graded cards.
Yes.
All Bryce Harper rookies in
definitely.
SGC 10 slabs that I
2 to 3 is better, 3 to 4 is fine. This is great camera and great lighting. The way he talks, very easy to listen to, very easy for the eyes as well.
have purchased over the last 2 years to run a little card investing experiment. Outside of these few
Las
slabs
Vegas.
for this one purpose, I don't own any graded slabs. Sure, I've had to buy cards and slabs before, because so many of you knuckleheads have sent cards in for grading that sometimes I have no choice but to buy a slab.
Mad respect. So this dude takes them out of slab, buys them in a bad slab for cheap or cheaper, and then just unslabs them. This is a real one. This is a real one.
But my first duty upon acquisition is to break them free, and I keep the proof. I will admit that there is a place for third-party authenticators, especially for ultra-high-end stuff. The 52 Mantle, the 34 Gaudy Babe Ruth cards, and the like are great examples of the need. But here's the thing. The more that collectors rely on third-party graders like PSA, SGC, and Beckett, the less...
I'm guessing quite a few of you have already watched this. It got 10,000 views in the sports card world, so I would assume it's... do we want to watch it for a second time for you? I have not seen it. My first take, very soothing voice, good to easy to listen to. The lighting and camera, spot on. I know those are weird things to think about. And then it's just very real sports card content. He unslabs these things to slab them.
They learn about the cards for themselves. My first objection to card grading is that these companies do not exist to serve the hobby. They don't exist to serve you, and they certainly don't exist to serve me. They exist to make money.
Money, 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 money.
Is about how to extract more money out of an otherwise existing marketplace.
This guy
and
gets
think
it.
for a second about just how big that marketplace is, aside from the cards. They are extracting money at every opportunity. The same is true of the baseball card companies, too. Their job is...
All right, we'll tell you this. We got non-sports card collector. This is Philly baseball cards, 3,000 subs. I'm subbed. We'll give the video a like. He doesn't need mine. Great. 10,000. But we got non-sports cards, so I'm going to have to leave because there's going to be an echo. Chat said, I can't believe I did figure it out, and for some reason now it's not right. Austin Reeves went for 51 the other night against Sacramento. Where was that in the playoffs? I think he was hurt. Anyways, let's add non-sports cards. I'm going to have to leave for a minute. Maybe non-sports cards. Introduce yourself while I'm gone. Tell us a little about you, and I'll be right back.
You got it. You got it. I think I dropped my audio. I'm not sports cards. I am a non-sports card collector who's been doing YouTube for many, many years. I've been a fan of Professor Sport Card Jason's since he's come on. I really enjoy the way he is a skeptic but attacks with logic and reason. which is fun. But I came on because I know that you like non-sports cards. I'm not sports cards, not non-sports cards. Just a little clarity.
Okay, not non-sports cards, just not sports cards.
But so I came from sports cards into non-sports cards about 4 years ago with a heavy focus on Star Wars, and brought like kind of the mentality of sports cards to non-sports cards of like, I like rookies. Like, yes, Vader, the number 7, PSA 10 went for 55.
Love this set. I love this. I have quite a bit of this set.
I have tons. And
you should, bro. Good.
So just this past weekend, there was a huge sale at Heritage where the Luke Skywalker PSA 10, it's only a pop 9, sold for $268,000.
Wait, what sold for that much?
Luke Skywalker, the number 1 in that set.
I saw. I didn't see the price. Wow.
268,000. Princess Leia went for 53,000. Han Solo 50,000. It was chaos. So it's just something I've been following for a while, and I just wonder. Like, I know you talked about. I heard your interview with Gio and Jesse, and like talked about like undervalued stuff, and like that. The way you look at kind of vintage rookie autos is the way I look at certain eras of vintage non-sports cards.
Sure.
I think
I've done it with the non-sports as well. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, if you look at the prices and the population of that stuff, it's crazy compared to it. So I've done a lot of deep dives.
The demand is also less. And I was looking, there's 9 in a PSA 10. For it to sell for that much is kind of crazy. There probably hasn't been a sale in a long time, but that's a ridiculous price. That's insane.
I actually did a video about it. People can watch it where I walk through the last few sales, because the last few sales were 55, 63, 78, and they weren't even done properly. But I've also done things where I've explored, corollary cards in sports cards that go to those things. And, the 52 Mantle, the 86 Flair Jordan, and the card I came to is the 79 OPG Gretzky or the 79 Topps Gretzky. Same era, same type of manufacturer. So the grading distribution is similar. And the pricing, and actually Star Wars is more popular than hockey right now. So kind of, again, it's just.
Is it all Star Wars of that 1977, or is a lot of the Star Wars just on fire right now?
It's mainly 77 in high grade, right? Like, that like it goes downhill. And just like you have a problem with modern sports cards, I have a problem with modern Star Wars cards and non-sports cards where they've turned it into a purely breaking product. Like they don't make sets for movies anymore. It's like, oh, we make Topps Chrome because breakers can pull autos of from 20 different movies, and it's it's an entirely different way that they're kind of destroying the hobby. But again, the collectors,
a money grab, of course. It's the same. And you know what, 4 years ago when you got in, it wasn't quite like that yet. The value, same. I mean, there was still a little, and then it's gotten out of control. They saw some money and they went with it.
Yeah, and again, I don't. People run businesses. I really don't blame people who go to make money, right? Like I feel for people who are trying to fool people, that's different. You go on Whatnot and you see people telling people that a card is a $500 card when it's actually a $50 card. That I don't like.
Of course.
But there are a lot of things that, again, the corollaries or correlation is there between, all cards. Whereas used to be there were $200 worth of cards in a $200 box and you could break, and yeah, you paid a little bit more. Now there's $200 of cards in a $400 box, and the breaker's charging $800. It's just entire capital destruction. So I think
where we just saw this was Garbage Pail Kids. Greek Oki, who's a viewer and I think a member, he's always talking to me, love Garbage Pail. Now all of a sudden the last 2 sets he can't even get a touch of because they've just skyrocketed in price with Chase or 40th anniversary. And
I mean, that's what they do. They bastardize everything, right? Like that's
right. You're right.
But I know I see you have the comment up here. Wayne Gretzky is going to like this, and I really do take, like, I'm a sports fan. Like there's no that's the thing, is you could be a sports fan and a non-sports person at the same time. Like people can say they'll take the Gretzky over it. A PSA 9 Luke Skywalker is infinitely more difficult to find, and obviously people who are in the chat are going to be tend to like that card more. But if you go down the street and ask the average person if they know who Wayne Gretzky or who Luke Skywalker is, the answer is going to be Luke Skywalker. And again,
Gretzky's pretty high up there, though. He's one of a few.
Yeah, I mean, Gretzky's he's the best hockey player of all time. Just hockey's not that. I did a video.
Yeah, no, if you asked a 20-year-old kid, who do you know, Luke Skywalker or Wayne Gretzky, they're going to know Luke Skywalker.
Right. And a bit of what you talked about yesterday, you're talking about like the value of Jim Brown. Again, amazing running back, one of the best, if not the best ever. But you know what? The NFL wasn't popular then. And
what about that was Jesse's, but what about now? Then does it matter? Jim Brown has lived on as a legend. I talked to my dad. Jim Brown's the best football player he's ever seen. So NFL was, NFL. It was a Major League Baseball, but and how about now? I mean, I don't. What does it matter then? How about now?
There are a lot of things that go with it of the length of careers, right? In baseball, your career length is.
The guy played a decade.
Oh, are you talking about Jim Brown, or are you talking about?
Yeah, I was.
No, Jim Brown to me, I'm talking about like the NFL just wasn't the NFL back then. There wasn't a Super Bowl. Like he was never in a Super Bowl. He wasn't like if you look at kind of like Montana, even Bradshaw. Like during that
don't
time,
buy that argument for why it doesn't hold now.
Oh no, what I'm saying is that like okay, so here's where I don't want to say we disagree or where we diverge. Is that the zeitgeist? Popularity, nostalgia is what drives prices. Allen Iverson is one of the more popular, higher selling cards. Allen Iverson, who is my favorite player,
he is not a higher selling card. Get out of here.
Well, again, compared to who? Like he sells better.
I saw his Topps autograph rookie at the card shop for $120. I almost bought it.
Well, I was just going to say, like, compare him to Tim Duncan, right? He sells better than Tim Duncan.
I mean, they still both sell less than Jim Brown.
Well, again, I think what I'm pointing out there is that the quality of the player does not equate to the quality of the price of the card, right? Kobe Bryant is not, in my opinion, you have Kobe's jersey back there. I hate to offend you. I don't think Kobe's a top 10 player, let alone a top 3.
You're wrong, but that's okay.
I mean, I saw him at the finals. I've never seen him play. So
I saw him win 5 of them. How many players can you say won 5 finals?
I was there. I'm just
lucky
saying that.
You. Hey, lucky you.
No, I don't mean that from a sense of like. I just meant that at least it's an educated opinion. It's not somebody who's like, oh, he stinks.
No, I see sports. I get it. I think NFL is the most popular sport right now. I think Jim Brown has one rookie card. It's very rare. And I don't buy the market as NFL wasn't popular then. Why does that have anything to do with it? NFL cards don't hold the same. Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, Bart Starr, Jerry Rice. I mean, maybe in a 10, but you go get a Jerry Rice rookie for a couple $100.
Who drives the market are the people that have nostalgia for that time period. I always say that a card takes you to a time and a place. And like Jim Brown, Bart Starr.
So why does baseball outdo the others?
I will tell you that this is the argument is that Mickey Mantle specifically is a brand.
But it's not just Mantle. All the old MLB players hold better. Wow. Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson. They all hold stronger value than Jim Brown or some of these other players.
You're right. But I think that's because of the origin of the hobby. The origin of the hobby was baseball cards. I mean, you've been doing this long enough,
Yeah, but even me, I don't care about the origin. I think it's more, this is what I think, and I mentioned on Sports Card Nonsense, is that the football fan's a more average fan. They just love the ooh. But baseball is very nuanced. It's not as highlight driven. It's really about numbers and being a geek. And so that translates to me towards more 30-year-old people getting geeked up about older baseball stuff than more 30-year-old people getting geeked up about basketball and football stuff. Because it's more of a highlight, it's more intense, where baseball has this nuanced, weird collector around it. That's my take.
I think I think most things are a little of everything, right? We can agree that it's
That's
not
fair. Yes, I agree.
But I do agree with you. I think like one of the struggles that baseball has is that it is so beholden to the stats that it can't change the length of the season, right? Because we chase what was the 60 home run, 61, than 70-73, or the number of hits, or
Okay,
whatever.
let me throw another one. That's what you're saying here, where it goes me. The numbers are more true in baseball, at least the optic
Right,
wise.
yeah.
You can't compare football numbers of today with all the rule changes to then, or you can't pay the NBA with a 3-point line coming in the 80s with no 3-point line, where baseball hasn't fucking changed a bit.
Right.
I mean, it's still it's the same game they watched 100 years ago.
I agree, and I think that's why statistics mean more in baseball.
Yeah,
because you know, like Jim Brown, his numbers, like we've seen huge changes in the number of games. They're literally playing 50% more games than Jim Brown did. But one of the things that you and I share.
Well,
is
you
that
also know Jim Brown led the league in rushing 9 years. I mean, when you look at ESPN Top 100, he comes up as number 1 or number 2 all time. It's not like he's forgotten about. He's thrown in our face as the best athlete to play football. You know, it's not like we forgot about Jim. I never saw him play, and I damn well have great respect for Jim Brown. You know, I'm sure you too.
You and I, who are intelligently looking
Hey
into
now,
and we're curious. Most people are not, right? Like, this comes back to why you and I don't buy into breaks, and why we can find undervalued cards or look at how the future is going to unfold and be like, hey, you can't have a million power packs out there because one's going to eat into the other. We can be logical. And I think that's where this gets disconnected. Most people are just like, ooh, that's a cool picture of Rocky, or that's a cool picture of this, guy my dad
well, isn't the logic there's too much of it? I mean, the logic is they're not creating a sustainable product is where I end up with. And maybe the world doesn't operate on logic. So there's also that.
Well, I have another feeling, which is that most things that end up being worth a ton of money are the things that we could have held in our hands, that we could have had. And that somehow makes them more valuable. Like, I think of like the video games, like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Like, I bought a copy of it. I had it. You're telling me if I bought a second one and stuck it in a drawer,
it'd be
worth
like an N64 and never touched it.
Yeah, it's like just the idea that you could have had it makes it more value. I think some of these things that are printed into an ivory tower are not going to hold. I mean, my opinion,
very well said.
And I also think that the way I see the market in general is there's the cream of the crop and kind of the middle class and the low end. Like, what happened from when you and I first started collecting to now is that they've fooled us into thinking that a bunch of cards that are common cards aren't common cards.
I only want to correct you on one thing. It's not since we've been collecting as kids. This all changed in 2020. It didn't change like way before. No. There was very little printed in 09, and you go to 2011 with Trout, and 2000 whatever with Joel Embiid. Like, it all changed in 2020.
Yes, I agree with you. I mean, I've had the experience of actually having, like, not what I mean from this is a different perspective, like with Star Wars, where Fanatics got the license, and well, not Fanatics got the license. Fanatics bought Topps, and because the idea of parallels and autographs made sense for a little while. It was like, okay, we can't make base, but then they just started to go crazy. Like with Star Wars, you go back to Rogue One, which is my favorite movie. They had out of 100, out of 50, and 1/1s. Okay, you can't find those cards. Try to find Cassian Andor out of 50. They just can't find them. But now they make, 1/1s. Multiple 4 1/1s. There's 5 different out of 5s. Like, it's not even just they continue to bastardize it so that people feel like you live in Vegas. I live.
Well, they do it it's for a gamble. They're selling a gambling product at this point.
Right. Well, 100%. But you know it from, like, I lived in Vegas at one point. I grew up in Atlantic City, and like, if you go, one of the greatest things they did on a slot machine, it used to be you put $1 in and you spin it, you win or you lose. Now you go to a slot machine, you always win. Because you're betting a penny 100 times.
9 lines in this game and that game.
And they figured out this is all psychology of you feel like you won, but you lost. And that is the part about, the original conversation we were having about, like, why Jim Brown or why certain things aren't worth other is like, it's just psychology. It's not logic.
Okay, I agree 100%. But in 20 years, Jim Brown cards will outvalue 99% of what's big now.
Of course.
Because Jim Brown has a legacy. He has gradually gone up over 60 years in price. It's not just hype or FOMO. A lot of the hype and FOMO, fear of missing out, is that stuff's, it's a fad.
I mean, I entirely agree with you. We have the what they call the prisoner of the new. And, I think I've said that I feel like sports cards have been an equation you could actually figure out and make for a while, because essentially it's not about your performance. It's about potential. And
Yes, that's right.
And that's all people want. They don't want to miss out on the next Jordan,
So
Ohtani.
I'm gonna Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. For some reason, all up until Jordan Love cards are selling for more. Well, Jalen Hurts already won a Super Bowl. He's already been to 2. But Jordan Love has the potential. He could do it. He could skyrocket.
That's every rookie. It's like I have a friend who still collects sports cards, and I'm like, hey, this guy, he's like, he's going to be an all-star this year. I'm like, yeah, but it's his 4th year. It's like, he's not, you have to get rid of him because you can't, that's what people want. Like, there's a calculation of like what market you're in, like how often you're mentioned on Sports Center, how much potential you have. And like, that's what adds up to the price of the card before you get into rarity and everything else.
I think you're knowledgeable. We're clearly on the same page on a lot, and then you're willing to push on your stuff. I'm gonna give a shout out to your channel. We'll take a look at it as well, bro. Call back. I mean, it was a great conversation and nice meeting you.
Yeah, it was very nice meeting you. I would love to talk more non-sports cards and just theories, because you have great theories, and I'd love to share some of my crazy.
I enjoyed it a bunch. Definitely call back, man. It was great.
Thanks so much.
Have a great night. Hey, that was a good call. And we have one more call. I was going to run that end. I have some stuff I want to say on baseball real quick. And then Charles called. Charles, the first caller of the show ever. So Charles, always thank you for that. Getting some of these other guys to not sports cards. I just subscribed as well. We'll plug it after the Charles calls. But I did want to mention a few things. The no MLB pitcher will ever pitch 300 games again or wins. Go look at the numbers. The 200 wins is going to become the new 300. Just to get to 200 is going to be impossible for most of these pitchers. So 200 wins is going to replace 300 wins. No one's even going to get to 200. All right, let's get Charles on here, see what he wants to rant about, and then we'll close. I have a few more closing words, and we'll be back tomorrow at 5. Charles with the glasses, looking intellectual. Charles, how you doing?
Just figured I would call in and share the wealth. Is there an echo?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. I'll be right back, bro. Give him your mind. Give him a peace of mind.
All right, let's discuss this. Rhode Island is neither a road nor a state or an island. Discuss.
Hey now. Okay, it's dead air. Dead air. Hey, get me. I got to fix that. I fixed it one show. I unplugged the computer. Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing great. A lot of crazy stuff going on.
I did fix it. All right. I did fix it.
Well,
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, good.
My bad. All you.
All right. Let's go. So, one I want to cover is something that's been covered recently, especially by Dan the Card Man, is this whole Patrick Ryan scandal, the shield bidding. This dude was supposed to be one of those guys in the hobby that's,
a good old boy.
Yeah, he's a good old boy. He's the Texas guy. He got this big GOAT collection of signatures and shit with Babe Ruth and, Jordan and all those guys. I think it's Lionel Messi, Gretzky, Jordan, Brady, and Babe Ruth. And he got them all PSA graded and shit. And everyone's like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. And then you find out he bid $20,000 on his own card. And then he doubles down on it saying, I did that just to follow the damn thing. I don't know how this system works.
Oh, sure. That sounds like a good little quick excuse.
He deletes that and then goes, it was an accident. I'm looking into it, blah, blah, blah. And listen, you're a multimillionaire. You don't need to be shield bidding your cards. Why?
We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but it's always been going on. It's not a new thing. It's just this guy was dumb enough to screenshot himself with him shield bidding.
And the worst part is, Charles, for anyone that's been in a while, he's just gonna keep going. There's no consequence. It's just gonna.
Well, they took all his cards off of there. He can't get any money from that particular auction anymore. They took all his cards off of it, so
he'll be back somewhere else.
Yeah, he'll be back somewhere else. But this is the kind of stuff. Another statistic I found out too: 50% of purchases in the hobby, I think the last year, are from 10% of people, because that's where all the money's at. All the rich people are the ones propping up the hobby right now. And I don't know, I don't remember who it was, but someone's predicting that because of that, Rich people are going to find other things to invest in. Like I said about Jeff, he's going to sell his product. He's going to sell this off in a year or two when he
Charles,
sees
to your point, the hobby is not built on supposed to have the hobby's always been a bit weird, a bit shady, a bit way to make a buck, and they haven't made it more secure. As I watched Jeremy Lee say, hey man, we just can't stop it. There's no, and it's true. It's very hard to, it would take money. It would take a lot of work to make sure it was protected.
It's even more volatile than it was in the 90s because there's a lot more stuff going on. The internet's more prominent. In the 90s, people were saying it's too big to fail. It won't fail. Jordan won't let it fail. And guess what? It failed big time to the point to where the only thing that's left now is Topps after 2026. So it's,
and Jamie makes a great point that, you know, we a lot of times, because I don't have it, so a lot of times it's easy to paint the bad guy as the money guy, but there's also great people that have money. So, I mean, I guess it's easy. It's an easy attack point. But yeah, Jeff comes off as, and the Boston card hunter. The Boston card hunters doesn't have a clue, man. He's just going to say whatever he's got to say, he's going to say in that moment, or whatever kind of content he has to make in that moment, he's going to make. There's no substance. I like to listen to people that have substance. I don't find any substance there.
Jeff doesn't have any substance either. And Teapot absolutely roasted him on his whole thing about, I'm glad I got charged $4,000 from PSA. Teapot goes, it's not good for the hobby. It's not good for the other 99% of people that collect. And he just deflected. And it's like, dude, like, come on, how clueless and tone deaf can you be? But then you realize he's really not. He thinks any engagement's good engagement, no matter if it's good or bad. Whether you're telling him he's an asshole or whether you're telling him he's awesome, it gets him views and likes and comments. So he's happy. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, dude, he's so disingenuous.
Oh yeah. I mean,
he's not even entertaining anymore. He used to be entertaining a little bit. Now it's so staged. It's like, come on, man, try a little bit. You got this $100,000 little setup you have for your podcast and shit. You can't pay actors and stuff to actually come in and know how to fucking act. You're in Atlanta, dude. It's one of the centers of the.
And you've mentioned, or someone else mentioned, all the sponsors he has to fund that card shop. He has to fund all those employees. It's not all on cards. When Dr. Beckett said wannabe whales, that was the moment I was like, oh, he's one of us. He is absolutely, when he said they're not whales, they're wannabe whales. That was the moment, because we were going back and forth on modern day issues. And when he said that, oh man, that was like, wow, he's just one of us, wannabe whales. Hilarious.
Dr. Beckett is so wise beyond his years. That's why he got the hell out of the business. He knew what was going down and he was too old to deal with this shit. So he's like, you know what? Here you go. You guys can have it. I'll just sit back and watch it all burn. Pretty much.
Charles, keep calling, dude. I appreciate that you were the first caller, that you keep staying here. I thought we might have lost you. So Charles, thank you for calling in. Have a great night, and I hope to hear from you again soon.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Bye, bro. Hey, we had a call-filled show, right? Ziggy, Frank, hardcore collector, Charles, not sports cards. Let's show. I think I fixed the echo. I thought I fixed the echo prior to the show. Anyone else? Let's get one last call just to test the echo. But we go in 2 hours. The Blue Jays got out of it. The Dodgers had men on first and second with 2 outs. Yeah, I got out of it. Bottom of the 7th, Blue Jays start the inning with top of the 7th, Blue Jays lead off single. So the Blue Jays trying to earn a little insurance runs here. Let's look at a couple channels. Let's talk a little bit to end the show. Share screen, entire screen. Here we go. The man's name is Not Sports Cards. Definitely one of us. 277 videos. The dude's been pumping videos. No doubt. And this is how I felt forever. Let's see. Now. It's one thing to have good content and be a good personality on the show. It's another thing to make good content. So here is his $286,000 thing. What else did we want to look at? I thought there was one more channel I put up.
Good afternoon, good evening, good zinta, good y'all, whatever it may be where you are. I'm Not Sports.
I don't know what that means, but hell yeah, I love this. Well done. That's a good look.
Cards. Hope you're doing well. Remember to like and subscribe. Smaller channels.
No. YouTube 101. If they want to like and subscribe, they're going to like it. So save it to the end. No one, I wouldn't say it's a turn off, but no one wants to hear it in the beginning. And what do I know? I know nothing. I'm only telling you how I feel. Hey, don't forget, we're 2 hours in here. If you're one of the 80 people in here, how many people we got? 83. Let's get 83 likes. This video, and alive, we have still not hit 100 likes. The other thing I want to mention, you see slowdowns in subscribers or views, you see upticks for some reason, and maybe it was the Geo interview. I got a bunch of subscribers I was not expecting today. But 10,000 seems to be, I never thought in my wildest dreams 10,000. So let's even dream higher. In 7 years, I'll have been making content a decade. In 7 years, I'll be 47 years old. In 7 years or less, I want that YouTube plaque behind me. It's 100,000 subscribers. That's what I want. I'm not here to show bid your cards. I'm not here to sell you cards. I'm not here to pump a product. I want to make a good YouTube channel. And so let's get that 100,000 subscribers. Let's give it 10 years, a good decade.
Like me, we really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, or comment. Today, I'm talking about it's kind of taken over all of the non-sports and regular sports.
Love the chart right there. Love what I'm guessing this is OBS. I don't know what you're making this in. Love it. This is good. This is solid visual. Very big camera over here.
People talking about the biggest sale, I think, in mainstream non-sports cards history. I guess I could qualify. Actual non-sports, not TCG. $268,400 for Luke Skywalker. Now, I'm going to tell you things today you're not going to hear from anybody else.
Hey now, that's right. We want this guy calling. And by the way, shout out to Bob Boozle. I mean, are you related to George Carlin by chance? A brother? Everyone in the chat has to know this guy's the sharpest, funniest commenter out there. I mean, the chat's always better when Bob Boozle with his one-liners, and they're always solid.
I'm going to put this in context with data and go through the previous sales, because what card I have up here from Card Letter here shows how does a card go from $300 in 2015 to $268,000 in 2025. And I've been a Star Wars collector for about 5 years now, so I'm certainly not the guy who's been around forever, but I've been around through kind of this whole uptick here. Like from right before the pandemic, we saw a sale for around $7,000. I think that might even have been a private sale. And then we had sales, I think a sale of $55,000, a sale of $63,000, a sale of $78,000, and then we go to $286,000. So I'm going to explain why.
Petty, why no email back? Let's get you on the show. Or if not, let's get Orlando. But let's get both of you. Great. I know you're all over the place. You got a lot of lives you're doing. You're hot right now, Petty.
This card went for as much as it did, why it hadn't gone for this price previously. And then I'm going to give you some context of how the Luke compares from a pop count and value to other iconic cards.
Now, I can only speak from how I make my content. I put a little I try to make it, you want, and now you do have a good side, but you got to get to it. You got to get to it.
Because to me, this is the most iconic non-sports card, and I think that people are learning that they want to maybe have some exposure to this. If you own a large collection of sports cards or non-sports cards, you're like, hey, I kind of want to have one of these in my collection.
No business selling for this much. Insane. I mean, I guess it's gone up gradually since 2019. It's insane. You don't see the 8s or 7s or 6s going for that much. I mean, that's just because it's a 10. There's 9 of them. Go buy those Magic the Gathering 10s from Alpha and Beta. I'm telling you, man, this is the future for that. I mean, what do I know? I know nothing, and there's many cards in that set, and some of them go for a pretty penny already. This is crazy.
So, all right. So let's just hop right in. Okay. So I can't get to the $55,000 sale right here, which is the grading entirely accurate. And you can kind of see that like certain 10s don't always.
All right. I appreciate the content. I like what you're doing there. We got him. It looks clean as well. I don't know. There needs to be a little more YouTube savvy, or friendly. What are we going? And I know nothing. What do I know? Nothing. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Some of you been here. So no bargain boxer tonight. He's either watching game 4 or busy. I'm going to guess busy. He's always here. Play at what happened here? Blue Jays are up. Something that Blue Jays have men on. This ball got away from Will Smith if he's catcher tonight. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Top of the 7th, full count. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Blue Jays are up 2-1. Blue Jays need this game or it's over. Right now, how many? 90 in here. Show tomorrow night. Absolutely. Thank you, Rhonda. Show tomorrow night. Call in right now. We heard 5 voicemails today. So where is it? Here. Call the number, leave a voicemail, leave a rant. It's a good segment for the show. If we don't get enough calls by tomorrow, we'll do it Friday. What else? I'm going to release my power pack video right now. I think it's good. We'll see how it does on late. Maybe not the smartest time to release it, but why the hell not? Try new things, trial and error. Stay through the inning. Jorma says, sure, let's say we got a lot of new name. Beyond Proof is here. I haven't seen you in a while. Farmers Load, Sports Daily Live, whatever happened to SCV. I reached out to SCV last week, just asked if he's okay, if he wants to come on the live, have a chat. He said he's all good, doing some things. He said he'll see if he can call the live. That means no, of course. It sounds like he's being 23 years old, living life. He says he's okay. He says everything's good. Base hit. Blue Jays don't score from that run. What the hell was that guy doing? I don't know. I thought both runs should score. It was a shallow base hit. I thought both runners should have scored. We got men on the corners, 3-1 Blue Jays. My dad's love. My dad wanted to be not that he wanted to be, but yeah, he did. And his dad kind of shot him down, get a real job. But my dad wanted to be a play-by-play guy. And then I went to college journalism to maybe get into sports journalism. So calling some baseball cards. Calling a little baseball is always fun. Go Jays. What do we got? That's Card Ladder. Bob Boozle's an industry plan. Bob Boozle's a genius. The man's a genius. Caleb Williams market crashed. I wonder why. All those top quarterbacks. Don't do it. Don't do it. Bet 10 on Freddie Homer yesterday. Bet 6 on Vladdy Homer today. The Orr Kings killing it. We got men on the corners, no outs. I mean, they're going to blow it open, and it's going to be 2-2 going into game 5 is what it seems like. What else did we have card-wise to talk about? What could we do tomorrow? We went over Cam. We went over Ohtani. We'll give another shout-out to some of the regulars. Rhonda for helping out. Orlando's always here. Hope you're feeling well, Orlando. Jamie, Frank, Phil, all the people here every show, people that come to mind. Ruggs, Michael M. sent me the best email. I'm so sorry I haven't responded yet. Very interesting guy. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know how much he wants me to say, but hopefully we get him on the show once. And maybe I'll ask him how much I could say, but it's a story. Bargain Boxer come to mind. Thank you all for being here. It's crazy. The other one I just went, the Hobby Pulse Check. I think this has legs, man. I did 10 shows with these guys, so it'll come out every Saturday, and then I'll either do the same 4 guys or we'll cycle in maybe a Dan the Card Man or a Dr. Beckett if he's nice enough to do it. But this is something I want to have continue going. And if you haven't watched the Hobby Pulse Check, I hope it to become my staple video every week. My goal is to make 2 videos every weekend so I can release them through the week. I'll do that right now as I stop going live. You have the World Series here. It's 3-1. Here comes the pitch. No, back to first base. I know when I look that way, you can't hear me as well in the mic as well. But Charles, Brett, Orr King, become a member. It's $5 a month to help support the channel. I'm on here 6 hours a week live, taking callers from whoever wants to call. But this is where we're at. I mean, we say we want to do it's 3-1. Oh, that was a hit. Oh, got him. Double play. That was a smoker to third. They caught it. It's just a line drive to third. They threw it to first. It was very bang play at first. Initial call is an out, which would make 2 outs and kind of get the Dodgers out of this jam, keep them in the game. So you have something to watch there. As I wind down here, he looks safe at first. He is safe at first. They're going to have to redo that. So there'll be a man at first with only 1 out. Men on first and second, I believe. Which that'll get overturned. He'll be safe. So I don't think I'm gonna do the whole inning. It's just gonna go too long. I don't think I have the whole inning. You need to have people contact Petty's people. That's right. Petty, we want you. Petty, you're in demand. Everyone wants you right now. But if not, Orlando equally is great and maybe even more level-headed. But yeah, both would be great to have on. 6 hours a week, still 4 hours behind Boozle's Lady Buffet. Hey, Rick chiming in with the heater. Hey now. What a show. What a show. Collector Charles, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, sir. Get your name on the bottom there. There's some member content there, not a ton. I continue. They're in a replay. We're going to call it here. I'm going to put this power pack video. Let's see if I can get to it real quick. Let's see if I can at least show you the thumbnail. Thumbnail should do well. Real quick. Why not? Why not? Oh, it's not there. Oh, there it is. Very small to see. Gambling at GameStop. That's a hell of a title. Gambling at GameStop. As soon as I go after this, I'll unlist it or I'll list it. You know, something nice I see here. This Beckett interview, the first couple days, only had like 1,500 views. So in the past week, this is where I think some of the subs came from, maybe going on Geo, but this has been doing very well the past few days. I don't know why. And same thing, I released this on time. I love that this. Personally, it's my favorite thing I've done. I think it's unique, creative. Let's get out of your hair here. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow at 5, Friday at 5. Hell yes. Another show in the books. It was a good show. I thought it was a damn good show. Felt like I was here 5 minutes. I'm going to release this video. Guys, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe. Love ya. Talk to you tomorrow. Maybe hate ya. Belly rubs for everybody.